Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're back playing football. Manchester United against Wolves. Are you ready? We're ready. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. And that's the team news next to me as well. Look, controversy. Absolutely, of course. This is what we do. We might not be good on the pitch, but we're certainly good at generating controversy at Manchester United. Fantastic build-up show with Beth, Ricky and Faz. Really been enjoying it while I've just been getting ready myself. And look, there's some very strong opinions. There's no two ways about it. There is some very, very strong opinions coming in. And yeah, look, what are your thoughts? That is the team. What are your thoughts on Hamilton, says KFJ? Well, we'll have to have a see about that. Actually, I've got a couple of super chats I just need to read out that came in early. Alan Noonan, don't agree with Ten Hag playing Rashford. Hopefully has a stormer of a game. And Stuart Walker says, let's hear the Rashford PR now. Shouldn't be in the squad. Bad example. Ten Hag favourite. Won't pass, won't run. Be saying all this in the reaction watch, says Stuart Walker. Look, the one thing I will agree with is that I've seen a few people saying, oh, Rashford playing's a good thing because he's got a point to prove. In a way, that might be concerning because one of Rashford's biggest problems is his greed. You know, how greedy he is. That is problematic. So if we've got Rashford, revved up, ready to prove a point, is he going to be whipping crosses in and passing, or is he going to be shoot? So look, I expected Rashford to play. I said it on the show this morning. I felt that Ten Hag, I've been watching him enough in press conferences now to sort of understand a lot about what he's saying. And I felt that when he was talking about the relationship that's growing between Rasmus and Rashford, I thought that was the hint. I thought, well, you know what? If he's talking about this developing relationship between Rasmus and Rashford and he needs to pick his strongest team, then it's absolutely fantastic. And, it's fantastic that he thinks that. Whether you think that is another matter, I suppose. But what do I think about it? Honestly, yeah, look, I am sort of torn on this one. The main feeling I have is that the manager must manage. And, if he's decided to do this, I will back it because I back this manager. Would I have done it? Is the more, let's not duck the question. Would I have done this? No, I wouldn't. I'm not as angry about it as, say, a Ricky or everybody else. I'm not fuming about it. I sort of get it. But I wouldn't have done it because I just think that what he did last week was bang out of order. We've not had a public apology. And it feels a little bit to me like this is an exclusive club where Erik Ten Hag's had an apology, but we haven't. And with all due respect, Erik Ten Hag is the manager of Manchester United. 2 years ago, you were managing Ajax, mate. In another year, you might be sacked. You're Man United manager. You're not the fans. This is our club. This is Manchester United Football Club. And we've not had an apology. And I hope that a hat-trick tonight, he scores. But is that an apology? More than happy to go like this when he scores a goal. Well, how's about you open this and apologise to the fans? I'm disappointed by that. And that's why I wouldn't have put him in the starting lineup. Me, personally, I wouldn't have done that. On the flip side, there's a lot of people saying don't care. Put your strongest team out. And I think it is our strongest team. I absolutely do. So I'm a little bit conflicted on this because personally he'd been on the bench for me. But I'm not losing my shit that Ten Hag's done this because actually I admire it in a way because Sir Alex used to do stuff I didn't agree with and then he'd get proven right. And if I can manage Man United, why have Erik Ten Hag? If I can manage Man United, why have Sir Alex Ferguson? I actually want somebody that does big, brave things that I wouldn't do. And I think that's what's happening here. I think it's a big decision. But what I would say is, if you take away Rashford's controversial selection, and we didn't, and last Thursday hadn't happened, when you look at the team in general, that is our best team in my opinion. Yes, Anana, we should talk about him. Is he a little bit lucky as well? Obviously, there's the Rashford drama, but 9 of those players picked themselves. I mean, Dalot, Varane, Casemiro, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Mainu, Bruno, Garnacho, Rasmus. 9 of those players picked themselves. And probably for the first time this season, I can sit here and say that we are picking our strongest team. And that, to me, is a real big positive. So, yeah, I'm certainly happy about that. I completely take on board the frustrations of fans who, feel a bit let down, feel like Ten Hag is weak, feel like the fans have been, treated like mushrooms, so to speak. I get all that, and I don't think you're wrong. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong. Somebody said in the chat when we had the countdown to kickoff on, Manchester divided, because there's some really strong opinion about what are our standards and what can a player get away with. I mean, look, if you're Ahmad or you're Anthony, whatever you think of those players, they're probably sat there going, I was at training on Friday morning. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I was at training on Friday morning, and I'm sat on the bench for this guy again. Yeah, I completely get on that. I completely get on board with that. So look, yeah, I don't have all the answers. I really don't, and I'm ready to go. But look, what I do want to do is not get dragged into the whole Rashford thing that's been going on all week. What I want to do is get dragged into Man United getting 3 points in a massive game, because I think for too long we've had football matches for Man United as a backdrop to a bigger story, and we had it with Sancho. We've got a massive game tonight. We need to win this game tonight. I don't want it to be the Rashford show. I want it to be the Man United show. I don't actually want Rashford to score. I'd love him to get an assist and Rasmus get the winner, because I want us to play as a team. The last thing I want to see is Marcus Rashford running around like a madman for himself. I want to see Ten Hag take Rashford aside and say, you know what? If you score tonight, great, but that doesn't prove anything. I want you to pass the ball. I want you to be part of the team. I want to see a team performance tonight. Dan Harding's given us a super chat on YouTube. He says, yes, Rashford could have been dropped for a game, but I am, for one, looking forward to see this team for the first time this season. I like the positivity, Dan. 4-0 to United. Mark Goldbridge, my words, says Oliver. I desperately want us to win the next 2 games. I really do feel that the match tonight is significant and defining. Wolves are a good side as well. I didn't realise Fury against Usyk was so soon. Can't wait. Why the Alien member for 46 months? Thank you very much. Jordan White makes a great point as well. We don't want it to be the Rashford show. Why is Anana walking straight back into the team and not being spoken about? I would have gone Binder. Couldn't do any worse, says Jordan. Well, I think this is a good point, and I think that this is not being spoken about enough. 17th of February is the fight for Fury, which is the weekend after the Super Bowl. What do you think on Anana starting as well? I mean, look, bottom line is he was crap against Spurs. Look, I'll tell you now. Every manager has favourites. If you're searching for justice and fairness in life, you're going to be very disappointed. If you think people won't get jobs ahead of you because they're more liked, or they know their dad or something like that, wake up. If you think that everything in life is fair, you're going to be very disappointed. Life's not fair. There's people who get things that you deserve for all sorts of reasons. Erik Ten Hag's got favourites. Slow Sports News. Yes, he has. Anana's his favourite. That's why he picks him. Rashford's his favourite. That's why he picks him. You know, Sancho didn't get the Rashford treatment because he didn't buy Sancho and he didn't like Sancho. Welcome to the world of fairness. It's not fair. Maybe Binder should have started. It's not fair. Life's not fair. It's a sad truth. Exactly, Nickel. Life's not fair. And we shouldn't be moaning about it because we're not the manager. If you were the manager, I'm sure you'd put Rashford on the bench and you put Binder in goal, but you're not. Erik Ten Hag's the manager, and that's why tomorrow, if we lose, people will be saying sack him. That's the rope and the ice you walk on. The tight rope, the thin ice, that's what a Manchester United manager does. What I will say is he's got to deliver. This team has got to deliver. He has shown a ridiculous amount of faith in Marcus Rashford tonight. He's also shown a massive amount of faith in Anana, who, let's be honest, on corners has been about as useful as a garden gnome. He doesn't move. So, look, and Wolves have got people like Rob Dawson, not Rob Dawson, he's a journalist. Dawson playing at the back, Craig Dawson. Hi Mark, says Sia, thank you very much. Sancho in disguise, same mentality but still plays, says Sid75. Rashford is the most inconsistent player. Please stop talking about him. Does not make any difference if he starts from the bench or from the night. Gloric Club, says Ram. Let's hear the Rashford PR now. Shouldn't be in the squad. Bad example. Ten Hag favourite, says Stuart Walker. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in. Welcome to everybody who's tuning in on TikTok as well. You're very, very welcome. Liam says, what's the score? Well, they haven't kicked off until 8:15, so we're 15 minutes away. Do you think that Rashford should be starting? I just want to say for the final time that I completely disagree with people who say that it's double standards and that Sancho was treated a different way. Jadon Sancho consistently didn't turn up for training on time over a period of time that was longer than when Ten Hag was here. Nemanja Matic has exposed that. So Sancho didn't turn up for training numerous times. He didn't get picked against Arsenal because he didn't train well. And then when the manager explained it, he went straight onto Twitter and undermined the manager. There are no double standards. And he then wouldn't apologise publicly for it. So there are no double standards. I've got to say, I think the argument that Sancho was treated differently in the same circumstances is the argument of an idiot, because there are totally different circumstances. And on top of that, Marcus Rashford was Player of the Year last year. Jadon Sancho's never performed. So, you know, they're much the same as what Ricky was saying. You can't compare Gaza and George Best going out on the piss with Rashford going on the piss because they were good players and Rashford hasn't delivered. I've also got a right to say, but Rashford was Player of the Year last year. Sancho wasn't. So I don't see double standards here. I genuinely don't. And I don't think that's got anything to do with whether he's picked him or not. Anyway, on the bench, thinking they should just start, must know what they need to do to start, says Tam. Hi, Mark. If you had to sign one player from the Premier League, who would it be, says Ewan? I actually think I really do think we need another midfielder. So I'd probably I mean, look, you could buy an Ivan Toney or a Watkins to be a backup striker or a joint striker or share the load with Rasmus. You could bring in a top centre back like a Saliba. You could bring in a really good right back, although I don't think there's loads in the Premier League that I'd go for. Or you could bring in a midfielder, somebody who's really good box to box midfielder. I think that would be a good idea. I've got a great feeling with this game, says Mario Franco. Look, it's balls on the line, balls on the table time, isn't it? You know, this could go really, really right or really, really wrong. I've actually predicted this will be a draw, and we mustn't sleep on Wolves. They're a very good team this season. I do feel this is a crossroads for moments for Ten Hag, says Sean. Best team available, performance is everything tonight. Well, there's nowhere to hide, is there? There's big, you know, if you're Ten Hag out, you should be excited because he's made big decisions that if you were watching the countdown to kickoff with Beth and Ricky and Faz, 80% of you said Rashford shouldn't be starting. So if you take that across the fan base, Ten Hag has made a ridiculously unpopular decision. He's also picking Anana, and 80% of you said in the preview you wouldn't pick him. So Ten Hag has made two massive calls that the majority of the fan base don't agree with. He's also picking what is probably our strongest side. So two big calls the fans don't agree with. Strongest team. If we lose, where do you go with that? You can't say, oh, I'm missing Casemiro or Martinez, or I've done what, you know. So this is either going to work or it's going to fail spectacularly unless it's a draw. I hope, Marks, if we lose, it'll be gut-wrenching, says C4. I think if he loses this game, I mean, how the players respond to this game is going to be very interesting as well. We haven't spoken about that enough. I and you and everybody has seen Manchester United players down tools away from home and not deliver. I mean, what makes you think they are? And this is what we're waiting to see. Hi, Mark. Please keep up the good work, says Rohit. Your shows were my stress busters in a difficult period. Please don't consider leaving the show like Klopp did. Let's beat the Wolves, get in, says Rohit. I am going to leave like Klopp one day. I'm going to go out on I'm going to go out on my terms. I respect it. And Sir Alex. Yeah. Where Pete Phillips says we're sinking and we can't take any chances. We desperately need 9 points out of 9 to stabilise the poor season. And I think this is a great point as well, Pete Phillips. We're not moral crusaders. And actually, I think Pete's probably made the comment of the night so far. Think of it like this. We're Manchester United fans. We live, breathe and sleep it. We're moral crusaders because we love this football club. The Brian Robsons, the Roy Keanes, the Busby Babes, the class of 92, Sir Alex. You know, we love and consume and know the standards of this football club. So when we're asked, should Rashford start? We're not thinking, should we pick our best player? We're thinking, he's disrespected our great club and what it stands for. So we're moral crusaders. We're basically going, morally, he shouldn't start. He's shit all over the club. He's disrespected it. He's not put a statement out apologising about it, but he's more than happy to put statements out about books and all sorts, but he won't apologise to the fans for going out on the piss. No, I wouldn't start him. That's not my words, by the way. I think that's just a general consensus. Erik ten Hag is not a Manchester United fan. Erik ten Hag's a guy who could lose his job. Erik ten Hag's a guy that's got new owners in charge of football and a new CEO. Do you think Erik ten Hag's got the comfort and time to go, yeah, you've been a naughty boy. You might be one of my best players, but you can sit on the bench. He's picking a team to save him. He's desperate. Let's call it for what it is. You want to understand why he's picked him. You wouldn't pick him for the reasons I've just said, because you have standards about what United is and what it means to you as a fan, and you wouldn't pick him. But Erik ten Hag doesn't have those standards. He's got a contract. He's got a job, and it's on the line. And he knows if he picks Anthony, and Anthony plays like he has done this season, he can't rely on him. But he knows if he picks Rashford, Wolves are more scared of Rashford than they are of Anthony. And there's more chance, he thinks, of getting 3 points with Rashford in the team than there is with Anthony. And that's why he's done it. Whether you call it mercenary, whether you call it, you know, whatever you want to call it, and that's what managers do. They've got to go and get the results. Of course they have. The player is bigger than the club. My foot, I can't. If you had a proper username, I'd have finished that off. What do you think about Lewis to Ferrari? Says Nikolai on TikTok. Look, I do like Formula One, and Mercedes have been shit. I know it's Ineos, but Mercedes have been shit for 2 years. Ferrari is the closest car to Red Bull, and I don't blame Hamilton for getting in a quicker car. I only have one hope for this game, that we play as a team, that we remove the greed in the final third. I don't see names on the back. I see a badge on the chest, says Eric. Get him in the dressing room. The things that happen at United, e.g. Rashford, Sancho, doesn't happen anywhere else. Makes you wonder about when Klopp said United is like Disney World, says official Moxie. Kyle, thanks for your super chat. Yeah, Rangnick didn't have a problem in 6 months with Sancho, says Mark Wright. Well, he did, because Matic was there and Sancho was turning up late. Hi, Mark. Do you think any manager in the current top 5 would have picked Rashford after this week? Thought Erik ten Hag was meant to be a disciplinarian, says Rice and Peas. Well, I'll tell you for free. I want to move on from Rashford because I want to watch this game. But Pep wouldn't pick Rashford, and Klopp wouldn't pick Rashford, and Arteta wouldn't pick Rashford because they're good teams that aren't reliant on him. We're a mid-table team that if we lose tonight could be in the bottom half of the table. Ten Hag hasn't got the luxury, I don't think. And whether that's player power, weakness or what, I don't think he's got the luxury. Well, Matthias says, a 3-1 win to United. Any good nightclubs in Birmingham, says North Paul. I haven't been to a nightclub in Birmingham for years, mate. I don't know. Reflex is still on Broad Street. That's about it. Is United stand coming back, says NV, or is it the Rashford stand? Exactly. I want to talk about the match as well. There's 10 other players playing tonight. And look, maybe Rashford plays shit and gets subbed off after an hour and we still win the game. You know, all I want to do is win. Daniel Lee says, I'm speculating that he refused to apologise to the fans because there's potential this will happen again. That was Daniel from Lee. And also, let me just catch up on these. If we lose, Ten Hag will say players have no match fitness, as Maradona. And I'd love to know what Palestri has to do to get a run in the team. Loaned out again, says Andy Cheetham. I do marketing. Thanks for your super chat. Isn't this the side he wanted to start in the first place at home to Wolves, says Zeus? And a good result depends on Taibbi having a good game, says Kenneth. Surely this is the right manager that will bring standards and discipline to the team. It's okay to party and drink as long as I get an apology, lads, says Jafar. Sorry, but player of the year last year isn't this year, says Stuart Walker. We used to win the Premier League but haven't. Past is past. Rashford got a new contract and is clearly untouchable. It's a disgrace. Well, you know, if Rashford scores, I'm celebrating. There's a question for you. Final question. Final thing before we move on to other matters. If Marcus Rashford scores, I'm celebrating. Who's with me? You're telling me if Rashford scores, you're going to go, nah, I shouldn't be in the team. You know, so this is the thing. This is the dilemma you've got. You're not going to celebrate if he scores. I will celebrate. He's not back if he scores, by the way, but I will celebrate. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Lots of interesting chat. Right, what I haven't done is show you the Wolves team, and I feel very, very disrespectful to that because, as we've seen, they are a good side, Wolves, and I think they're more than capable of giving us a game tonight. So put some respect on their name, certainly. And let's hope that it's not a result that goes against us. Obviously, if we were to lose tonight, that's what the league table looks like. We're in 9th place. But if Wolves beat us by the right scoreline, they could go above us. So be very wary of that tonight. We're playing in the shitty green kit as well, which I don't know whether we've got a good record in the green kit or not. But it does worry me a little bit. Solanke scored for Bournemouth, by the way, against West Ham, which actually is quite a good result for us because we've got them at the weekend and they are above us in the league at the moment, West Ham. So, yeah, you've got to start looking above you. But that Wolves team, if you didn't see it, Sarr, Kilman, Dawson, Gomez, Semedo, Doherty, Lamina, Doyle, Neto, Kuna and Bellegarde. They're mobile. They're good pressers. And I think they're capable of giving us a game of football tonight. So let's wait and see. If he does that celebration again, I won't celebrate Marks as mate. If he does that celebration tonight, I'll tell him. Even I will say fuck off. You know, you can't go like that. He can't go like that. He's just got to get his head down and work hard. What do you think about Lewis to Ferrari in 2025? Says Shawsank. I think it's really shocking. It's transfer deadline day. But it's not football, is it? The missus is out for dinner. I've got a pepperoni pizza in the oven. Manchester United and Mark, bloody Goldbridge. Bring it on. Much love, says Zoldberg. Thanks, pal. Thanks for tuning in. Rashford scores. It's the same as if Scott scores. What's the difference, says Stuart Walker. Thank you very much, Stuart. I'd wait to see his celebration before cheering, says JT. Sal Rashford and Bruno, says Devil. What do you think about? I've done that one. We've done that. If anyone, if it annoys me that this proves Sancho's points as Cyber, it doesn't prove any. Mate, look, anybody who's comparing the Sancho, this is the last time I'm going to say this. What are you doing comparing Sancho with Rashford? I think it outs you as an idiot. Do you not know the story of the two? One went out on the piss and missed training once. The other one kept turning up for training loads of times late. And then called the manager out on Twitter and then wouldn't apologise. What's that got to do with missing training because you're on the piss in Belfast? To serially late for training, refusing to apologise and tweeting about the manager. And on top of that, actually not playing well for the last 2.5 years. It's really lazy to compare the two. Really lazy. There's so many differences. And why compare the two? They're really good mates. You know, why compare the two? Doesn't make any sense to me. Do you think Greenwood will get a chance, says Pedro? Well, we'll have to wait and see until the summer about that, pal. We'll have to wait and see till the summer. But look, anyway, we are 5 minutes away from the start of this game. Get your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to stick with my preview prediction of 1-1. I still think that I'd love United to win. Of course I'd love Manchester United to win. Absolutely love Man United to win. But I'm a realist and I've not forgotten how good Wolves were. They deserved to beat us on the opening day. That was 3 points that we got that maybe we shouldn't have got. But I think that away from home against a crowd that will be up for it, I really do think that they'll get the result. Players are coming out onto the pitch here. Rasmus. Let's hope he can get us a goal tonight. But I think Wolves are a good side. And I think they're going to give us a good game, if I'm being completely honest. I don't see an easy ride here. And I think to win this game, we're going to have to really, really get on it from the off. First goal with United, we already know, is so key. And we're going to need a goal really, really... Well, I wouldn't say we need an early goal, but I think we need to score first because this United side's a work in progress. It needs to build confidence. And as we've seen time and time again, they really can capitulate when they concede first. There's not been a lot of talk about Wolves. I think Wolves are going to love that. I really do. I really do. And I think that... United have got points to prove all over that pitch. Yeah, Marcus Rashford's got a massive point to prove. We've spoken about Anana. He's got a point to prove. We didn't play that well against Newport. Garnacho wasn't crossing and passing. You know, players coming back from injury like the Butcher and Casemiro, we need them to step up. Varane, Luke Shaw, you know, it's the time. Ten Hag just talking about the Anana thing, by the way. He said, Binder did a good job on Sunday. We saw that he's reliable. We've got a good goalkeeping department, but Andre Anana is back and ready to play. So no way back for... no way Binder was going to stay in the team. On starting Rashford, we didn't select him on Sunday. He's taken responsibility. The case is closed and we move on. Is this your strongest team? I think so. It could be. We know some have to catch up from game rhythm, like Martinez, Casemiro and Shaw. This is a strong side and we have to find the rhythm and find our levels to bring the performances and get the results. You know what? I really do just wish, and it might be wishful thinking, but I really do just wish we didn't have all this drama going on. Because I look at that midfield three of Bruno, Casemiro and Mainu, and it's the midfield we wanted that we didn't know whether Ten Hag would actually pick. I look at the front three, and it's the front three that we probably wanted based on form and talent. And I look at that back four, and that's the back four that we wanted. All right, the goalkeeper's been a bit dodgy, but that's the goalkeeper that we spent 50 million quid on. So I just hope today can be a bit of a turning point. If Rashford scores and plugs his ear, I'll lose it, says Brian. Tonight, let's forget Rashford, Ulrich, and look, I'm going to switch off. I'm focusing on the game now. Game hasn't started and I already know Hojlund won't get any service, says Spinelli. Come back to me on that. I've got an interesting point on that. Arsenal were 8th when Arteta dropped Aubameyang, who was their top scorer. It's the manager's job to change the culture at the club, says Abe. I'm happy with the team, most of it apart from one, but I'm hoping for a massive improvement, says Sean. White kit for United, says Jack. And can Ten Hag do any wrong, says Premium. Oh, yes, of course he can. I don't know why I'm held up as Ten Hag's biggest fan. I don't want him to get sacked and I want him to do well. But it wasn't that long ago he was starting Scott McTominay and bringing him on at half-time and I was losing my shit. So, you know, let's not pretend I'm not even-handed in criticism. I just want United to... You know what? If I'm being completely blunt, Marcus Rashford going out on the piss in Belfast, I really couldn't give a shit about anymore. You know, if somebody'd said to me last Thursday, United will beat Wolves, but Rashford's got to miss training and go on the piss... I'd have said, what's the Weatherspoons? I'll buy you a few drinks. Like, I just want Man United to win. I want Man United to win tonight. That's my focus. What Ten Hag does, what Ineos does, we can comment about that plenty in between games. But now, I just want to win. Happy to see Anthony on the bench. Keep him there, says Hiralim on TikTok. Starting to think Mark is a Man United media employee, says C4. No, I just have a different opinion to you. Sorry, I support the manager and I want the team to win. And I'll tell you what I do like as well. Let's just talk about Hojlund for a moment. I think that when it comes to Rasmus Hojlund, I have a theory that if you're a left-footed striker and a right-footer's whipping it in, curling towards you, how are you meant to score with your left foot? You know, if a right-footed cross curls towards you, on your left foot, that's much harder to hit than it is with your right. But with a Garnacho on the right-hand side, if he crosses it to a left footer, it's actually more natural to come onto. This inverted winger shit doesn't actually work for a left footer. Because if Anthony's curling it in with his left from the right, it's coming away from your left foot. It doesn't work. You should have natural wingers playing, in my opinion. But that's why I like the fact that we've got Garnacho on the right. But look, we're up and running here. Let's focus in on the game. Obviously, it's a big one for United. If Rashford plays well, then he's forgiven. But if he's poor again, he'll remain in the spotlight, says Hugh. Well, I don't think he's forgiven off one game, mate, to be honest. Mark, do you think it's fair to start Rashford to Sherwin? I think we're going to stop talking about it now because we're watching a game of football here. United just knocking it around the back at the moment. Hopefully we can dictate the play here today. Matt says, do you ever go to a match? I don't need to, mate. I've got like probably about 35,000 people watching every game I do. Biggest Man United community in the world. Great community. Really enjoy it. So, yeah, you keep hating, mate, and I'll keep sitting here interacting with loads of people, having a great time. You go the match. You do you. I'll do me. Thanks, mate. Have a good day. Casemiro has just been booked in the first few minutes. I mean, what is he doing? I mean, that's just stupid. It is stupid. Booked in the first fucking minute. I think it was a yellow card as well. I mean, he is a bit of a marked man, but I think it was a yellow card. For those not understanding what Mark is saying, a natural right-footed player on the right doesn't have to stop running to cross it. More productive, says Jace. Ados says Rashford, the weakness. Do you think Mainu and Casemiro can be a successful partnership, Mark? Says Dan. I hope so. Not football related, but have a good watch along, says Gabby. Thanks, Gabby. Hope you're well. Do you think it's... And I've done that from Shawin as well. Rasmus just pressuring the goalkeeper here. He puts it out for throw-in. A lot of people asking about Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari on TikTok, by the way. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I like coming here. Good luck. Massive game for Liverpool on Sunday. Here we go. Delo tucked in the inverted position to Garnacho. I tell you what, I think Garnacho will cross more being on that side. Rasmus lays it off to Rashford. Goal! 1-0 to United. Rasmus with the assist. Marcus Rashford scores. Is there any hands in the ears? No, keep them away. Keep them away. Keep that face on. Manchester United leading 1-0. And I hate to say this, but there's a lot of you who are going to be moaning, going, oh, he shouldn't have started. He shouldn't have started. Well, he's just started and he's scored for Manchester United. Well, look, at the end of the day, we're all Man United fans. I don't want to sit here saying, I told you so. And I'm sure there will be plenty of people doing that online. We're Manchester United fans. Rasmus with the assist. Rashford with the finish. Get the fuck in. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. And, well, look, I feel like going... Well, you know, I was watching Rashford's celebration because I'm like, the temptation to go like that or like that or like that must be absolutely massive. But, well, look, it's 1-0 Man United. It's Rashford the scorer. And it's Ten Hag with the justification. And let's just say a good goal from Man United as well. And it's a dream start here. Manchester United leading 1-0. And we've scored first. And, look, I love it. I love it. I just want Man United to win. But, look, Rashford with the goal. Rasmus with the unselfish play. I think other strikers would have had a shot from there. I think Hojlund was thinking about spinning and hitting that. He's laid it off, and Rashford's finish was very, very good. And I suppose I should have said it's written in the stars because Man United are leading here 1-0. And that will upset... If you're a Man United fan, that should not upset you. Like, we're Manchester United and we need to win. This should not upset you. It really, really shouldn't. It doesn't bother me at all. If it'd been Scott McTominay, Fellaini back on loan, I'd celebrate it because I want to win. Simple as that. Dream start here. Written in the stars. Written in the stars. Written in the stars. Wow, talk to me. Talk to me. What are you thinking? Dermot says, I think Rashford wants out. Mate, look, nobody knows the truth. Who's to say Ten Hag hasn't said, if I stay here, you're gone in the summer, play as well as you can and you can go. You know, you just don't know. I think his reaction was spot on. Didn't big it up, didn't start going like that, didn't start smiling, just got his head down, took the goal, and 1-0 to Manchester United. Who's better, Ronaldo or Rashford, says MUFC fan. Are you having a bloody laugh? Is he having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? Good finish by Rashford. I liked it. I mean, I'd have to watch it again because I'm just so happy with the goal. But yeah, lovely. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. I forgot to say this in all the chat about whether Rashford should have started or not. But we're only 30 subscribers away on YouTube from 814,000 on the road to 2 million. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand community. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock show in the afternoon. All watch-alongs, previews, match reaction. We've got you covered. And we've probably got, well, we've got a massive thing to show you next week. Rasmus, that's a foul. You're an idiot, ref. You're a fucking idiot. Why do referees never give a foul for that? That's such a blatant foul. Absolute tosser. We've got a tosser in as a ref. That's such a blatant foul. He takes him down. It's a home banker. That's what you call it. A home banker. Them Jagers have done him the world of good, says Jamie. Well, yeah, can we send him out to Belfast every Thursday? When what Rashford done was worse than Sancho and you're backing him? No, it wasn't, Darren. Jadon Sancho didn't turn up for training consistently over a long period of time. He didn't play well for Man United for a long period of time. And he decided to go to Twitter and undermine the manager. They're completely different situations. Don't compare them. Stop having your double standards. And hold this! 1-0 to Manchester United. That's all I give a shit about. I don't give a shit about Sancho. I don't give a shit about Rashford. I give a shit about Man United. 1-0. I support Manchester United. I couldn't give a shit about your arguments. Yeah. You're having some of that. You're having some of that, are you? Are you having some of that? Do you like it? Do you want it? Yes. Come on, Rashford. Silence them, says International 2675. And Bounty Hunter says, Rashford's parting aside. I always believe in second chances, but he's doing what he's paid to do, says Bounty Hunter. I played the game, says Raven. Parting is cool, says Michael O'Neill. The way Rasmus takes the defender away as well, says Tamas. Dream start and a dream day with Hamilton. I'm buzzing, says Stephen Brown. And if Rashford plays well and runs around non-stop, I'll be asking why he hasn't done it all season, says Rory C. And Mark, if every player in the squad got in a Royal Rumble, who would win? For me, it's McTominay, says ML. Thank you very much for those. Is the best... Rate the goal out of 10, says user 215. And do you think Newcastle are good? I think Newcastle are on their way back. NUFC fan. Yeah, I do. I think they played brilliantly against Villa the other night. Sancho, worse end of apologies like a man, says De Gea. Look, we're not talking about that. Man United are winning here. And we're winning 1-0 against a decent Wolves side. And we're dictating the possession as well. Let's have a look. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see the stats I'm about to put up on the screen. We've had 93% possession. 93% possession in the first 10 minutes. Wow. What the fuck's going on? What the fuck is going on? Man United are dominating. Absolutely incredible. Maybe we should be focusing on that. And Wolves aren't a part of the bus side. No. They're not. They're not a part of the bus side. %93 possession. Oh, here we go. Let me just get rid of this twat. You won't get acknowledged. You'll just get blocked. And you know who you are. I've done about 6 already. GJS on TikTok says Wolves are a decent side, to be fair. They are. They are a decent side. And they're just not in the game at the moment. Not in the game at all. And I've played the game. I've just realised I was on the wrong live chat. Sorry. Let that man go clubbing every weekend in Belfast, says Globetrotter. Great start. Please don't switch off. Keep knocking the ball around and let's go, says Shane. I think with Man United, it's always very, very important to score the first goal. You know, I know it's very basic, but we are very basic. Mentality-wise, we're really basic. We're basically starting again. If we concede first, we really struggle. If we score first, we've got a chance. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Didn't Ranić say the other day that he had no problem in it? I'm not talking about fucking Sancho, George. Please shut up about it. In the nicest possible way, he's at Dortmund, and I don't give a shit about him. Like, I give a shit about now. Bad defending by Delo. Anana, what you doing? Oh, he's jumped on it. Thank God for that. He was treating it like a bloody hot cross bun. He was like this. Oh, it's too hot. Just fucking grab it. Let that great start, said Shane. We don't score if it's Garnacho or Rashford on the ball. I hope ref books players for yellow cards, fouls now. Booking Casemiro. I don't forgive Rashford, says Cyber Spider. Let him score, Simon, says Spencer. Sancho, we're not talking about that. Keno said overreaction to Rashford situation, says Ados. Thank you very much for that. Chris on TikTok says, do you think Eriksen should start? No. I think this is the midfield three that we want to see, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, Bruno's just taken a banging there. I Am Legend says that Kobe's great. You are a legend because you've got a badge next to your name, which means you're a member, which means you are a legend. Rashford's tracking back, says Marcus Stevenson. Andrew Fletcher says that was a main difference I noticed with Altai. He catches the ball without dropping it. Rashford's in deep conversation with Rasmus. I think Rasmus should be telling Rashford what to do. I honestly, I do. There's some controversy for you. I think Rasmus should be telling Rashford what to do. I know Rasmus is only 20 and I know Rashford's 26, but from what I've seen this season, Rasmus has got more of a fucking clue about closing down and linking up the play and running the channels than Rashford has. So, in that situation, I think Rasmus is a better player than Rashford when it comes to running and pressing. Hi, Mark. United will win, says Liverpool. That's very generous of you. Luke Stab says, do you think Liverpool will win the title? I'm not thinking about it. Yeah, I'm honestly not thinking about it. Love from California, says Anthony. Colin Bolger has just gifted a sub. And I see a structure and a style of play. The ball of the movement and moving into space, says Yazir. What's your score prediction now, says Jaden Gamer. I'm sticking with 1-1. I don't change my score predictions. You give it at the start of the game and you stick with it. I hope I'm going to be wrong, but I did say 1-1. I'm not Jobs Anana when I say this, but I never see him catch stuff. Is that a new way of playing or bad gloves or something? His handling is crap this season. Go on, Bruno. Here's Luke Shaw. Look at Rasmus. Right, Rashford now. This is where I'm looking at you. What do you want to do? Good ball into Luke Shaw. Keeps it in. Oh. Casemiro wild. Welcome to Members Club DA Sports. Yeah, mad shot by Casemiro. Goes way over the bar. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you give us a follow and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. It's a good start from United so far. You can't argue with it. You might want to argue with it, but you can't argue with it. Big decisions from the manager to start Rashford, but guess what? Marcus Rashford has scored the goal. That's what the manager's paid for. He's paid to make big decisions. Binder out, Anana in, Anthony out, Rashford in. Early days, but United lead 1-0. And that league table looks a lot better as it stands with United in 7th place. Ty says, can you say hi to my mum Sheila, please? Thank you very much. Hi, Sheila. Wolves on the attack here, though. Good side. Who's got that ball there? Oh, God, we were lucky there. Luke Shaw got pulled in, and it goes for a corner. If the ball falls to Rashford and not Hojlund, and Hojlund would have been in that position, Rashford was in, Rashford would have never passed, says Edgar. Well, we're very lucky that it fell to him then. Rashi with the moustache, 30 goals on the way, says Flapping Duck. Welcome to Emil Kopp. Mourinho in, Ten Hag out, says Ahmed. Swivel on it. Ain't fucking coming back, and I'm so happy about it. Don't want Mourinho back at United, thanks. We shouldn't have sacked him when we did, but those days are over. And Anana comes and makes a claim. Yeah, be wary of Casemiro. He's on an early yellow card here, and we certainly have to be careful of that. Erik Ten Hag needs to use these games until the end of the season to start embedding a real style of play and freezing out players who can't or won't do, says Drew. Colin's gifted another membership. You're a legend, Colin. Hopefully with a settled team, United can pick up as many points in the league and go on an FA Cup run as well, says Ian. Samuel says, what are your opinions on Sancho? Absolutely none. Plays for Dortmund. Not a Man United player in my mind at the moment. So we'll talk about him again in the summer, maybe. LMB on TikTok says, do you think Mount can come back in? I don't know where Mason Mount fits in. I really don't know where Mason Mount fits in. Answers on a postcard, because I haven't got a clue. Mainu's doing well, the doctor. I mean, if you look at where Mainu is at the moment, he's quite deep with Casemiro. Hi, Mark. What are your thoughts on Kubo? Guy's a good player, Mute. I've not heard us be linked to him, though. Huge difference when everyone plays a team, says Kavok, and feel like they're going to push that Delo side, says Liam Allen. Big Phil 1985 says, do you think the new owners are happy with Ten Hag? I don't think they'll be happy or unhappy. I think it's a long road, isn't it, of work, and this is why these next couple of games for United, Wolves tonight and West Ham tomorrow especially, are so big. Good play by Casemiro into Garnacho. That's a lovely ball. Go on then. Go on then. I don't think he's got the pace on his own. He's got that wrong, unfortunately. It's a shame. It's a shame there. He probably did the worst thing he could do there, Garnacho. He's away. He's away down the right-hand side. I mean, if this is Rashford, he's going to get a shot off because he's so fast. But for Garnacho here, he's just got it all wrong. He's tried to do the right thing, but he's got it all wrong. Awful cross. Thoughts on Garnacho, says Finn fan on TikTok. I like Garnacho. I'm completely awake to the fact that he's 19 years of age and he's going to be sporadic. You know, he's not 26 like Rashford. He's not 22, 23 like Anthony. He's 19 and he's going to make mistakes. But I think people don't often understand those mistakes because he's now an established first-team player. But he will make mistakes. We've got to be patient with him. Colin's gifted another membership. As long as Delo inverts, Mount can play alongside Bruno, says Casper. I don't want Mount to play next to Bruno, though. I'd rather play Mainu. That's the question, isn't it? Rasmus is the first sort to get the first round in. Our wingers leave their wallets at home. Selfless team player, says James. Rashi tries to prove himself after a kick in the nuts from all of us. I still think he needs to go, says Stephen. Lakes got dumped by his girlfriend last week. Hopefully United cheer me up. Bloody hell. Dumped by your girlfriend and relying on United to cheer you up. Things really aren't going well, are they? Rasmus has the same amount of goals as Tony. HS, I actually love this stuff. It just reminded me of something today. Somebody was saying that Bradley of Liverpool has got the same amount of assists as Bruno. What are we supposed to do? Start crying? Or switch it off? I don't know what those stats are meant to do. Like, Tony plays for Brentford. He doesn't play for Manchester United. Rasmus plays for Manchester United. Very happy with Rasmus. We've had a shit season, but that's not... So what you're saying, if Tony was at Man United instead of Rasmus, we'd be top of the league? I find these sort of comments really odd. Because it's not as simple as swap... Well, should we bring Bradley in instead of Bruno as well? It's just weird. I suppose there are certain content providers out there that cater for that sort of babyish nonsense, but I ain't got any time for it, really. It doesn't make any sense to me. Randomers says, can you say hi? Hi, pal. Here's Garnacho. Nice ball out to Rashford. Now, this is where he should be passing and not shooting. Yes, into Shaw. I liked that. A goal! A goal! A goal! It's 2-0 to Manchester United. I think it might be Rasmus. Is it Rasmus or is it an own goal or is it Luke Shaw? 2-0, let's go. We're having a barbecue. Lovely stuff by Manchester United. 2-0 up in 22 minutes. Ten Hag's revolution starts tonight. It starts tonight. Watch this back. It's good play. It's Delo into Garnacho. It's good movement. He attacks the space. He passes it to Rashford. The great thing about this is it's good football. Overlap from Luke Shaw. Rashford and Shaw back together. Cross comes in. And Rasmus does get a touch on it. Fucking get in. It's Rasmus. That's a Rasmus goal, that is. He definitely gets a touch. Rasmus. He's got it. He's done it with it. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. That's a goal for Rasmus. I thought it was going to be an own goal. Yeah. He's got more goals than Tony now, hasn't he? You feel all right, twat, now, haven't you? What a goal. Well, it's a great team goal as well. Great team goal. Get the fuck in. That's brilliant. That is absolute. Oh. If you watch the podcast, you know what I'm going to say. Goldbridge, me against Will on Tuesday. You have to pick 5 scorers from the game week. I got 2 from Eze, 1 from Richarlison, 1 from Watkins, and guess what? I had fucking Rasmus as well. He's going to be belling. He's going to be belling his eyes out. Where's WhatsApp? Lovely stuff. Love it. Fucking come on. A goal and an assist for Rasmus. Get him in your FPL. Get him in your FPL. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. Boom. Ayanapa. Boom. Come on. Great. 2 good goals as well. 2 good goals for Man United. This is it, starting to work now. We are strong. What happened to my last super chat, you prats, says Rob? There's a lot going on. Rashford's in down the left-hand side now. Wolves are playing shit. He's held on to that for too long. Pass it. Don't go back to the old Rashford. Pass it. I cannot express my excitement for Rasmus, such a diamond in the rough. Look. Rashford's going to be Rashford. Hopefully he can turn it around. But you know I've been cooking this all season. I think there's a new star in town. I think there's a guy with the right attitude, the right work rate, and the right potential. And I think his name's Rasmus. I think there's potentially an heir to the throne here. I think he's got the lot. But it's too early to say that. Hotter than the sun, Goldbridge. Rasmus, says Jims. Amazing what happens when the attackers actually pass the ball. This week has given Rashi a kick up the backside. It's those overlaps from Luke Shaw, though, Stuart. Rashford and Luke Shaw always had a good relationship. And that overlap from Luke Shaw is so dangerous when you've got Marcus Rashford, because the defenders will always think Rashford's going to cut inside and shoot. So Luke Shaw makes the overlap and the defenders are thinking about Rashford cutting in. And sometimes it can help Rashford because they'll start to think Luke Shaw overlap, and that will give Rashford the time to cut in and shoot. Stats are important but can be deceiving. Rasmus would have it more if supplied. If you don't fill your car with fuel, it can't get anywhere, says Niall. Oh, could have been 3-0 Casemiro on the end of a free kick. Patrick says, why has it been so difficult to find a style of play since Sir Alex? Different players, different managers, says Patrick. That's the best example of Ten Hag's transition play we've had all season, says Les. Mason the Legend, thanks for your super chat. Come on, Rasmus, says Silverback Gaming. Wolves are on the attack here, though. Bruno got hit in the balls, says Breeden. Finally, we have our first teamers back and we see a team wanting to win and play together, says Daniel. Ty says, my mum gives out when I play you during the match. Tell her to go on a walk. Or put her in the cupboard with a laptop, which what EastEnders. The Angry Jow has just gifted a membership. With only one style I care about, if I want to entertainment to go to the movies, hopefully can supply Hojlund more, says Day Hay, a United fan. Good free kick opportunity here for Wolves. Let's see what happens. Thank you very much. Ronnie Pickering Sunday, says Will Connolly. And Benny says, finally, Rasmus in my FPL side has paid off. I might have to get him in myself on the weekend. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. United 57% possession, 5 shots to 2, 2 on target, clinical. Look, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, especially when you're away from home. Let's see what happens with this free kick. Anana is the only one that we maybe need to be worrying about a little bit now. Straight at him. United fans are singing Rashford on the piss, I think, says Sam. And Rashford passing, that's what we're missing, says Miko. No second half FC, please, says De Gea United. I mean, look, I really would like to see us get the third goal and kill this game off. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, and we've played very well here. Anana hits it long. Nice ball by Casemiro. No, Bruno to Garnacho. Whip it, whip it. Nah, he's going to... Whip it. Needs to work on his crossing a bit. I'm actually enjoying watching United, says the wheelbarrow. Random, I've already said hi to you on TikTok. Stop asking for another one. Harry says, who would you start, Casemiro or Mainu? They both start in the same team, mate. It's not an either or. Put them in the same team. Bruno whips the cross, edge of the box. Rashford. Pass it. Pass it. It still needs to pass it a little bit quicker. Pessi FC lost 6-0 versus Ronaldo, says Savage. Oh, I saw that exhibition match, yeah. Been saying that the near post run is Rasmus's favourite. If you put the ball there, he's bound to score eventually, says Christopher. Dermot on TikTok says, you think Man United should have signed anyone in January? You've got to have the money to do it, Dermot. You know, you've got to have the money to do it, haven't you? Isn't this just fun? Isn't this just fun? After the shit season we've had, you know, I feel like Gladiator. Are you not entertained? How are you not entertained? Stop living your life in a misery. There's some United fans who just want to see the world burn. I wouldn't have started Rashford. Ten Hag out. It's almost like you want to see us lose. Like, I want to build a team with this manager and some of these players. I want to see a project. And look, it might only be half an hour, but this Wolves side's a good side. They've consistently been a good side. And for half an hour, we've played well. I applaud it and I enjoy it. Still can't believe Casemiro plays for United, says Taylor. Bad pass by Rashford, by Bruno. Look, bottom line for me is Manchester United. That's what it is. I can't help but be excited by United. And you know what? I wouldn't have started Rashford. Not as passionately as some of you. But when that goal goes in, I'm not thinking, it's Rashford, please miss. I'm thinking, good build-up. Rasmus lays it off. Who is it? Goal! That's all I'm thinking. I'm not thinking, he was on the piss, he doesn't deserve it. I'm following the ball. I'm following my team. Everything else will take care of itself. If Rashford's not finished, you know, if Rashford's going to be a twat again, he'll be gone, won't he? If he's going to suddenly turn his career around, we'll benefit. Everyone's a winner. Steo Scar, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. This game can show how trash Anthony is, says Man United. Well, why are we finding it? Why do we have to find the negative? Oh, Rasmus closes Saar down. I tell you what, he nearly did. He nearly did. He nearly did get it. Look at the bravery there. Oh, I tell you, as I said, this is the guy. Rasmus is the guy. Lays it off to Bruno. Oh, fucking hell, Bruno. That would have been another assist. Look at this guy. He scores goals. He closes down. He gets assists. He's the most creative player in the fucking team tonight. You know, other strikers where Rasmus was theirs, they would have had a shot. That should be 3-0. Who's the weakest player today, in your opinion, says Mikael. I'd say Anana, because quite simply, Wolves haven't done anything. You know, Rasmus, well, I said it when we bought him. You know what, I wouldn't say I'm his biggest fan, but I knew we were signing him before everybody else. And I told you, I said he was going to be a big player. I've never been concerned about the lack of goals because he wasn't getting the service. He's only 20 years of age. I think he can be I'm not saying he's going to be Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland's the best striker in the world. But, you know, I genuinely think he can be one of the top 5 strikers in Europe in the next few years. I think he's a fantastic talent. 6'3", energetic, quick, good with the ball at his feet. He's more Harry Kane than Erling Haaland. You know, he's got that creativity about him that I think strikers have to have these days. And he's selfless as well. Could even be a future captain. I think the mentality he's got on such young shoulders is incredible, and he's ridiculously selfless. You know, a lot of strikers are. Here we go, Rashford. He needs a pass. Again, Rashford there, just holding on for it too long. Rasmus is as unselfish and hungry as Rooney was, says Gummit. Yeah, I agree. I love this team selection. It makes me hopeful, says Tobias. United has more haters than fans worldwide. A lot of people have hurt under Sir Alex. They now keep coming here to watch us fail, says Nemo. Peter Fahey's gifted a membership on YouTube. Out of now 9 goals, Rasmus has only been assisted by a Man United player 4 times, says Patrick. Here's Mainu on the edge of the box. Edge of the box for Garnacho. Varane. Ooh, just over the bar. Finally see why we bought Anana. Glad to see Martinez back in the team, says Eric. I'm absolutely bloody loving this, Mark, and I haven't said that for a long time, says Colin. And Ben says, I'm happy to see Martinez back. He makes such a difference. The team just look happy, don't they? And that can shift on 2 players. Casemiro, Martinez make Varane and Luke Shaw happier. Dalot likes playing with Varane. Suddenly, you've got a back 5 that feels happy. We know that we built our whole season last year on a happy back 5 and a goalkeeper with De Gea. You suddenly have that stability. Bruno probably thinks I don't need to track back as much. You got a striker who will do a lot of running. You got a winger with a point to prove. You got a young winger with a point to prove. And suddenly there's a better balance to the team. And that, I think that, you know, people say, oh, you can't say it's just missing Casemiro and Martinez. But you can. I think it does make a big difference. Casemiro's been really good tonight. User11792 on TikTok says, calm down, it's only Wolves. Well, it's only Wolves who'd be in the top half of the table if it wasn't for VAR. Wolves have been a good team this year. Mo says, are you managing the sidemen this year? I don't know, mate. I want to play. I'm playing in a few charity games this year, so I want to play. I've played the game. Jason, going a bit negative, but I get what he says. He says, if Wolves come back, all these chances are going to hurt. Playing really well, though. Best game since Palace in the League Cup. Thanks, Jason. I bloody love Hojlund. The guy's the future. Reminds me of Thomas Muller. His positioning. Come on, United, says Lucas. Nicholas Lawler, thanks for gifting 10 memberships. Josh, welcome to the members club. I want to see Mainu as a future captain, says Pooh. Get Scooby-Doo on at half-time for Bruno, says Graham. Garnacho runs are crazy, says Ajit. Look, you know what I would say? If you're pissed off with Rashford, focus on Rasmus. Because Rashford's 26, he's been the star boy, and he's got a lot to come back from. Rasmus, 20 years of age, settled, strong mentality. Just move on to the next one, you know, and leave Rashford without the pressure to do what he's going to do. You know, you've got, like you say, you've got Mainu, you've got Garnacho, you've got Rasmus. We've got 3 young talents to focus on. Rashford's a senior player now. Let him focus on sorting himself out. And it might be beneficial to everybody. Maybe Rashford needs to come out the spotlight, is what I'm trying to say. Instead of being the star boy, take him out the spotlight. Leave Garnacho, Mainu and Rasmus as the fan favourites and let Rashford just be him. Oh, good defending there by Martinez. No pissing about with Anana. The Butcher's back. Pat, 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 pat. Who remembers Pat Butcher? West Ham have scored. Ward-Prowse 1-1. We're playing them at the weekend. Team does look happier, but we need depth, says Jim Jam. We can't be so fragile. Well, look, the lack of European football is a problem for United financially, but it shouldn't be a problem. Good interception by Varane. That's Martinez and Varane. High five. It's back again as well. It's back again. Have you seen that? That's been missing as well. Martinez and Varane. Chest pumps. Varane and Delot. Fist pumps. Remember that from last season? It's back. That's back as well. Pass the ball and look what happens. Dominant display, says Akash. We need this result. Rasmus is on fire, says Akash. No hate, think Garnacho is a bit quiet today, says Murray. Well, he's here now. He might silence you, Murray. Here he is. He's got Rasmus on the right. He's going to have to go himself. Oh, what a terrible pass by Garnacho. It's a shame, really, because he's doing a lot right. And he had a lot to do with the second goal. But his final pass there. Jamie McGee, thanks for your super chat. Pass the ball and look what happens. Some perspective for fans. Ronaldo had 6 goals and 6 assists in his first season with an established manager. Players, no off-field antics. Back Rasmus as Ricky's grandson. Mark, United's making me believe again, says Gino. If only we can play like this, game in, game out. Well, look, I'm not here to say I told you so, but I've had a horrible week. I can take it. It's like a water off a duck's back. We've got a massive community and we don't always agree. I did a stream on Monday morning. I got absolute pelters for basically saying that I agreed with what Ten Hag's done with Rashford. Got pelters for it. Got pelters yesterday because people wanted Jose and I said I want to stick with Ten Hag. I was in the minority on both. But I believe in it. And I believe in it because I think things like this are possible. But we might lose this game 3-2. But I've been waiting to judge this team properly when we put our proper team out. And it's always baffled me why Eddie Howe and Newcastle are allowed the injury excuse. Pochettino is allowed the injury excuse. But Ten Hag's not. And that's why I knew tonight was a pivotal game. Because if we go and get beat tonight, away from home, where we struggle against a decent Wolves side, then there's nowhere to hide. But the way we've played in this first half so far, you know what? Liverpool fans and Man City fans will laugh at this. But this has been an absolute pleasure compared to the shit we've watched all season. This has probably been one of the best 45 minutes away from home we've seen. Shelley, and I'm just going to shout a few people on TikTok for following us. Gavin, Shelley, Magnus, Jane is gay and proud. Deals is back. It says we're back in the title race. TikTok's a funny place. Alf as well for following. JR's followed us. Spurs, Martin Gray, Tobia, Thomas, James, Kane, Leon, Hamill's Pub, Nicky Street, Jaden Ellis, Mika Bell. Just shouting a few people out on TikTok. You're very welcome for joining in. We're obviously live on YouTube as well, where you can see the match stats. I know on TikTok you can only see down the middle, but as you can see there, a goal for Rashford, a goal for Rasmus, and Luke Shaw with an assist. I've got Garnacho in the FPL, actually. And I've got Anana for a clean sheet. I'm just telling him now. Loving it at the moment. There's nothing better in life than Man United winning when it comes to football. Christopher, welcome to the Members Club. And Terence Roberts, your legends. It's great to see us having control of the middle and playing out from the backs as Ian. Look, you know, no disrespect to West Ham, because they're a good team. They beat us just before Christmas. But if we can beat Wolves, it's the pathway you'd expect to beat West Ham at home. And then that's 6 points, isn't it? Ahead of a big game against Villa away. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I hope you're feeling happy as well. I'm really happy. I'm not getting carried away, but I'm pretty happy with United so far. It's been a long time since we've seen this. But here are Wolves. And a good block by Delot. And he's given a goal kick. Do you really like it? I've sang that one already. Don't know why I'm singing it again. Rasmus Hojlund, at 20 years and 362 days, has become the youngest Man United player to score an assist in 2 consecutive Premier League games. Wow. There's a stat for you. It starts tonight. It starts tonight. Wait a month. We know how United can be, says Landon. Oh, mate, we're going to lose games between now and the end of the season. We're you know, Ronan Keaton sang it best. We're a roller coaster. But my concern was we were just going to lose. Bew Morrow says, I'm watching on TikTok and on YouTube. That's double vision. Chuckle vision. Casemiro and Mainu are such an upgrade on McTominay and Eriksen. We need to get a run quickly if we want European football next season. And doubt, that was James White, doubt Wolves can be any worse in the second half. Critical we don't drop the head, says Hugh. And the work ethic and promise of Nunez and Hojlund for the future of the Premier League are two. You know what, Connor? I think you've just made a very intelligent comment. I don't like Liverpool, but I've always been a big fan of Darwin Nunez. And I think you're right. I think there's similarities between Rasmus and Nunez. I really do. I think that they are the modern striker coming through who, you know, Nunez has been a better assister this season than he has been a finisher. Rasmus can finish, he just doesn't get the service, but he can also assist. And their work ethic, their physicality, their desire to be involved in the link, in the build-up play. Yeah. You know, it's almost like Harry Kane has set a trend, hasn't he? Where you can be a goal scorer, but you can also be a partial number 10 at times and be a creator. What's the ball possession in the match? I'm just waiting for the stats carousel to come round. Here's Garnacho into Rasmus. Square it. Get in! Get it! He's offside. Fuck off. He can't believe it. He can't believe it. Oh, so ready to go then. Yeah, he's just offside. Good call by the linesman, but a good finish by Rasmus as well. Good finish, good play. Look, he's bloody unlucky there. Very unlucky. Rasmus, it would have been an assist for Garnacho as well. Almost would have been the perfect 3-0, wouldn't it? Goal for a striker. Goal for your winger, assisted by the striker, and then a goal for a striker, assisted by the other winger. But he's offside there. He's definitely offside, unfortunately. It's great to see us having control of the middle and playing out from the back, says Ian. Martinez and Varane have been class. Great to see our best team at their best, says Ian. And yeah, as I was saying before, because we're out of Europe, we should be able to pick this team very regularly. I mean, it won't be great news for people like Lindelof and Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay and Eriksen, but tough. You know, we shouldn't be rotating a lot. You were right about the Rashford wounded animal approach, Mark. He does seem focused tonight. Also, how amazing is it to have Martinez and Varane back, says Nick P. The butcher's back. The butcher's back. Yes. We've missed Martinez and Shaw a lot, says Riker. Sabitzer said they were the leaders in the dressing room. You can see that in the team's energy now. Yep, you can. You can. Thanks for all the super chats coming in, by the way. You can do that through the $ sign on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe as well. We're about to hit half time here, and I'd like to see us get the third goal because it's been dominant. It's nice to see Bruno predominantly playing in that number 10 position with the discipline that we've been speaking about for weeks as well. He's not all over the pitch, doing his job. Make sure captain, says Thomas. Oh, a yellow card here. Rasmus has gone down. I don't want to see that happening. I mean, look, that's Rasmus Hojlund of 20 years of age against Dawson for Wolves, who's 82 next week. No, I'm only joking, but no, Dawson of Wolves is a well-renowned physical centre-back, and we've got a 20-year-old who's just floored him. 6'3", Big lad. He's got the physical game as well. Kanyai says, what's the score? It's 2-0. Yep, 2-0. Tick, tack, tick. 83. Don't know what you're talking about. Love you, Maliki, says Todd. Cross comes in. That's a goal. Get in. Get the Casemiro. Whoop, 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 whoop. He's giving it offside again. What's he doing? What's he doing with that flag? Shove it up your arse. Shove it up your arse. We've had 2 goals disallowed for offside. Oh, he's miles off. He's bloody miles off. Ah. 2 offside goals. It could be 4-0 up here. See the positives. See the positives. It was offside. It was offside. Yeah, it was offside. I'm enjoying myself too much here. You can't enjoy yourself too much. Well, we're about to hit half time anyway. And what a pleasure it's been to spend it with you lot, because this is without doubt United's best game in ages. Ages. Oh, they're haters in the mud. Oh, imagine that. They've been enjoying it for weeks, haven't they? Sat there. Oh, Ten Hag this, Ten Hag that. What are they going to do? What are they going to do now? What are you going to do? Here's Bruno. This should be... What the fuck is that? Bruno's just shut out the worst cross of his career. The fuck was that? What the fuck was that, Bruno? Come on. That is... He has really just shat on the pitch there with that. I mean, it's on his weak foot, but he should have been playing that along the ground for Garnacho. There's more goals in this game. I don't want this half to end. Downtime 12. Thanks for giving us a follow on TikTok. It's 2-0. Harley says, bro is so negative. Mate, if I'm negative, fucking hell. Don't come on when we're losing. I'm Mr. Positive compared to the vast majority of our fan base. Trust me. I've been getting pelters all week on the United stand for backing Ten Hag and saying he's right to move past the Rashford thing. Would you consider player ratings for the refs as Stan? No. I take back my negativity, Mark. Everyone is playing well. Man of the match will be tough. Offside crisis, Jason. Get on the Goldbridge bandwagon. Come on. I've got heated seats. Drinks are on the house. Get on the Goldbridge bandwagon of positivity. Get behind this manager. Get behind this team and start supporting the club you love. Manchester United. Come on. Get on board. We just want to win. Forget the politics. Forget, let Ineos do Ineos's job. Let Ten Hag do Ten Hag's job. We can criticise when it goes wrong, but let's not preempt results and negativity before a ball's been bloody kicked. That first half an hour before we went live, it's just Rashford this, Sancho that. Game of football. Man United 2-0 up. Should be 4-0 up. Really good half of football. What does it matter now? Who's right and who's wrong? On that 45 minutes, Ten Hag's absolutely correct. If he picks Anthony, and Anthony fucks up a few passes and it's 0-0 and then Wolves score from a corner, we're losing 1-0. So, look, it's about winning the game. That's what it's all about. The conversations will continue after the game about, long-term futures. But, look, really, really good half from Manchester United. And FTB Edit says, please answer me. I'm your biggest fan. I didn't see your question. Who's this twat? Can I find him? I can't find him. He's disappeared. You're the one who's constantly negative, not the chat. You obviously don't watch the United stand, mate, because you haven't got a fucking clue what you're on about. Swivel on it. 2-0 to Manchester United. Really good half. Let me go through the stats for you. You should be able to see them if you're on the YouTube. I've closed it. I've got it. What the fuck's going on here? Why is that going on there? What the fuck's going on here? Close that. I don't know what I've got going on here. Let's have a look at the stats. So we've got... I'm going to pause it as well. 55% possession for Manchester United. 8 shots to 4. Only 2 on target, which is what Wolves have had as well. 87% pass accuracy. 85 to Wolves. So it's not domination from Manchester United. I think it's just been more clinical, and we've played very, very, very well. Look, can it be a kickstart to the rest of the season? I don't know. I think we just have to take every game at a time. It's only half-time. Who knows what could happen in the second half? I've seen teams winning 2-0 at half-time get beat 3-2. So long, long way to go. I do agree with Footy King saying Casemiro back is huge. I also think Martinez back is huge. Luke Shaw back is huge. And I know Varane and Dalot haven't been out, but I think Varane with Martinez makes Varane happier, makes Dalot happier. We've seen the fist pumps. We've seen the chest pumps. They seem more happier than any back four we've had all season. It's like getting the team back from last year, isn't it? You know, that's nothing taken away from Maguire because he played well before Christmas. Nothing against Lindelof or Wan-Bissaka, but that Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Shaw back four seems to me to be our best back four. We knew that last season, and they seem happy to work together as well. Casemiro brings that, you know, when he's on it, and I don't think he looked on it against Newport, but obviously a few more days fitness, he'll get back to what he's all about. I mean, I don't know why people were writing Casemiro off. I still think he's a fantastic... Casemiro's only issue is his bloody yellow card, isn't it? You know, he's just a bit violent, but he's not fell off. The team spirit's there, says Ozzy Kirsten on TikTok. And, you know, you provide that platform. Bruno stops wandering all over the pitch. Garnacho off the right-hand side, I think, has actually played well. He's doing the right things. He's just been a bit off with his final ball. Rasmus has been bloody fantastic. If you want to get behind a star of the team, and I don't think we really should have stars of the team, but if you want to get behind a star of the team, that lad represents everything you want in a Man United shirt. You know, mentality, hard work, selfless, can finish. What a player. I mean, look, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but you've also got Garnacho and Mainu in that team as well. You know, fine. And people who are not United fans will be watching this, and some United fans will be watching this and going, what is he talking about? Bloody hell. Oh my God, he's hyping this up. But if you've watched United this season, I think we've got every right to hype it up because we've been absolute shit. The football's been shit. The results have been shit. And I'm not joking. If that was at Old Trafford, I'd go, we did this against Villa in the second half. This is away to Wolves, who would have been hungry, and we've dominated them in that first half. And we've played well against a good side. So I will take that and I will grab that positive and I will cling on to it and hope it's going to be the start of something. I love today's game. It's 2:40 a.m. in India, says Chung. Everybody around the world who gets up and watches United and watches these watch-alongs at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as well. I'm so pleased for you as well because I don't know how you stay awake normally. Rasmus reminds me of Fernando Torres, says Jacob. Even that dummy in the runs he makes, very, very good player. Look, I told you he's going to be a good player. I was very excited when we signed him. Lovely to see the high fives back today, says Sum at the back. I know, I love that. Best half we've had this season, but we need to finish our chances, said Luke. Yeah, we should. I mean, you could say we could be 4-0 up. We've had 2 goals offside, but, you know, there has been other chances. Bruno from the cutback from Rasmus. I think we should be 3-0 up, and if we're 3-0 up, we're home and hosed. I'm honestly curious, have United even once tried using Eriksen in Bruno's spot? You'd think he'd be worth trying, says Christopher. People who want Jose Mourinho, please see his track record. Erik Ten Hag is perfect, says Mohammed. What a team today. Love the high fives from the defenders, says Stian. Really enjoyed that, Mark. Hopefully we can kick on and Ten Hag can bring back some of the fans who are doubtful like myself, says Omni. Look, Ten Hag outers, I may not be with you, but I do understand you. Like, it's not being good enough, and one sunny day doesn't make a summer. So it's a journey, and there are very big barriers in front of us. I mean, we've still got to play Liverpool again. We've got to go to the Etihad. I think have we got to play Arsenal again? Have we got to play Arsenal again? I think we have. You know, we've got some tough games to come. So, but you got to take small steps. Easily the best half of the season, says Aditya. Rasmus has been fantastic, says Keith. This is what happens when you actually pass to him. And Jason Whitehead says, so far so good. Defence looking strong and confident. Absolutely fantastic. This is why Liverpool and United fans protect Hojlund and Nunez. They're brilliant players, no matter how much mainstream wants to tear them down. And you know what, Official Moxie? Liverpool are our biggest rival, and I don't like them, and they don't like us. But you're absolutely spot on. Darwin Nunez misses chance after chance after chance after chance, and Liverpool fans protect him. And Man United fans are the same about Rasmus. We don't want to listen to your exterior shit or hate. We're not interested. And that's what supporting your players is all about. Mate Time says that was a crap cross from Bruno. Yeah, it wasn't great. Daniel Anderson says that, Mark, I love this. My concern before has been we played with no tempo and very individual. Today they are running and actually playing to Rasmus' strength. Bruno is having a stinker and I'd love to see Eriksen feed Rasmus. Daniel, Black and Yellow says, would you rather England win the World Cup or have a romantic date with Ten Hag? I'd like to see England win the World Cup. The Danish Dragon, says Cameron. Yeah, love that. Joshua on TikTok says, what's your opinion on Rasmus right now? I mean, I don't want to make it the exclusive Rasmus show, but I've always been a big fan of his. I mean, if you've watched the United stand for any period of time in the summer, I was saying we're going to sign him before the deal was done. Hotter than the sun, etc. Feels a long time ago now. But it wasn't just because I knew we were signing because I had a good source on it. It was also because Man United haven't had a young striker in years. A young, exciting striker in years. I mean, the last one we probably had was Rooney. Van Persie came in at 29. We've had Falcao, we've had Ronaldo, we've had Cavani. And a striker it's been weird at United because you get wingers, you get midfielders, you get defenders, but everybody knows the striker is the player that you want to be the most excited about. So bringing in a player who's 20, who is really talented, is one thing, but I really believe in this player. I think that, I've been watching the game long enough, as I'm sure many of you have. He's tall, he's quick, he's strong. He can dribble, he can link up, and he can shoot. There's a lot more to his game as well. He's selfless. He's got a great mentality. I mean, he's got absolutely everything. But my concern this season has been, like we saw with Ronaldo, Cavani, Martial, Rashford when they play up front, it can be a graveyard shift and it can be demoralising and it can sink you. And I think that will be character building for him. Because I think if we come out the other end and he starts scoring goals regularly, that first 6 months where it was hard will be great grounding for him. So, look, if you're looking for a star to get behind, potentially we've got 3, Garnacho, Rasmus and Mainu. But, look, feed him and he'll score. It's as simple as that. Happy, but Bruno's not been great, says Andreas. I'm with you on that, mate. The future of this great club is Mainu, Hojlund and Garnacho, says Ivan. And I think you know what? I've had a lot of stick this week for saying I do agree with what the club have done with Rashford and we do need to move on. And I know I was in the minority, but there are levels to that. I mean, one thing I would say as well is we need to stop holding Rashford up as the star of this team. I know he's on the biggest money, but do you think Rashford's going to be the star of this team in 2 years' time? Because I don't. He might still be here, and I do like the player, but I don't think Rashford's as good as Garnacho. I don't think he'll be. I think Rasmus will be better than Rashford as well. I think Rashford shouldn't be the star of the team anymore. He should be moving into senior player territory and passing the baton to somebody else. And by doing that, he'll have less pressure and focus on him. I think Rashford for the next 4 years should be focusing on his football and being a team player, whether that's at Man United or elsewhere. I think removing this star status from Rashford could be the best thing ever. And I certainly don't see him as the star of that team anymore. I don't. I still think he can be a valuable player, but I think things will get better for him. I think things will get better for us. And I think things will get better for Manchester United if we move away from this Rashford star status and start looking at the next wave, the Garnachos, the Hojlunds, the Mainus, and then maybe in a couple of years, there might be a couple more young players coming through. And Rashford just becomes a senior pro who, Casemiro's better than everybody, but we don't talk about him like the star of the team. I just think it's time to mature and move on and focus on the next wave. Happy, but Bruno has been terrible, says Andres. And look, I'll say this now. I actually said that a few years ago. I felt that there was too much focus on Rashford. And when Greenwood came through, I said, well, 1, I think Greenwood will be better than Rashford. And 2, he will take the mantle as the star of the team, which will allow Rashford to focus on his own game. It happens everywhere. It's called evolution. And Rashford really needs to be moving into his mature years as a team player. He's not a youngster anymore. He's not, he doesn't need to be the star focus of the team anymore. And I think, look, who knows? Who knows what happens? Finn on TikTok says Greenwood was better than Rashford and Garnacho. Mate, what did I used to call Greenwood? I've forgotten. I've sort of wiped it from my memory. What did I used to call him? Generational talent. And You know, it didn't happen for various reasons. Who knows what the future will hold? But yeah, talent-wise, I think Greenwood was the heir to the throne. Of course he was. Roms on TikTok says, Rashford is unreliable, should not be on the starting 11. Well, I think you're wrong on that, but we haven't been taking our chances today. We could be 7-0 up, says NRG. Mate, hopefully we're going to deliver here and get it through, aren't we? Welcome to the Members Club, Richard Briscoe on YouTube, you absolute legend. Let go of Casemiro, in my opinion, and let Mainu come through, says Billy. Or play them both. They're both playing today, mate. Rasmus brings that nostalgic feeling we all grew up on United as well. Says, mate, Rasmus is a fucking huge Man United fan as well. Absolutely huge United fan as a kid. Another playing great, but Casemiro a bit of a risk now with the yellow, says Wayne. The trouble is, if you take Casemiro off, Wayne, we've seen this happen before. You take Casemiro off and you bring McTominay on. Wolves get hold of the midfield. You can turn a game around in the Premier League in 10 minutes. I think you'd keep the risk of Casemiro on. You know, you change that midfield, Wolves get hold of it. Remember Villa? Was it Villa last season away? Villa last season away played really, really well. We're 2-0 up and we drew 2-2. And Villa turned it around in no time. So I wouldn't be making any changes. I don't think we've got the depth. I agree with that. Who's one footballer you would bend over and cop it from, says Tyson? None. One in the ass within 5 minutes, says Freddie. We've got to come out second half a lot better. Terence says, I'm glad to be a member of this great community. Thanks, Terence. Evening, Mark. Pick one, a Southgate World Cup for England, and we'll rub it on the podcast, or a treble for Klopp and Liverpool. Oh, I'll take England. I am English. I don't care if Southgate wins the World Cup. I just don't really rate Southgate. What do you think of the under 18s, says Finlay? Well, hopefully we've got a few more players coming through. Gunnar, thank you for being a new member. And the problem is people compare Rasmus to Hojlund or Mbappe. They forget he's learning his trade. Well, William, there's no reason to compare Hojlund to Haaland or Garnacho to Mbappe, because Mbappe and Haaland are probably the two best players in the world. Garnacho and Rasmus may never be the two best players in the world, but they might be good enough to win Premier League titles. You know, Tevez, Van Nistelrooy, you know, were they the best players in the world? But they helped us win things. You don't have to have the best of everything. We need to build a team. That's what we need to do. Right, so let's get ready for this second half. You know what? I'm starting to get a little bit nervous now because we've been really good in the first half. And, you know, we've all been waxing lyrical and giving fair credit, I believe. But as we all know, things can turn around in the second half. Just a big shout out to people on TikTok. Jath Ben, Bad TV, King, all following us there. Big shout out to you. Thank you very much for your support. Also to Nathan and Sharaj. Callum Glove as well. We're just about to kick off the second half here. There we go. Lovely stuff. Adam, Christian, Alfie, Adam, Michael as well. Thanks for following us on TikTok. Appreciate that. Let's talk it into being reality, says Wookie. Southgate to Liverpool. I'd love it. I think it'd be a great move. We're looking good. Hope all is well, mate, says Heart of United. Hope it is as well. Gems, one of our members, has gifted 5 memberships and a moderator. Big shout out to you. Now we've got to stay focused in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half and not concede goals, says Oshin. And Neil says, finally a day to be happy, still nervy if we drop off in the second half. If this is Erik Ten Hag's style of play, I'm happy with having him to be United's manager, says Omar. And nice to see Rashford, Garnacho and Hojlund so plugged into the game, says Andreas. And can we do a GoFundMe for a night out in Belfast for Anthony, says Joe McMillan. That's got to be the funniest one of the night. Oh, Garnacho's in down the right-hand side. There are options. It's the cut back to Bruno. He's got it right. Bruno, 3-0. Oh, he's blocked it. Oh, again, United starting the second half the way they finished the first. I tell you what I was going to say as well. Can you imagine what Ten Hag is thinking here? You know, he's probably thinking, if I win this game 2-0, 3-0, at the end of it, I'm basically a don. All the haters, all the criticism, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have swept it under the carpet, you shouldn't have picked him, you shouldn't have done that. He'll sit there and go, I'm the man. And I'll celebrate that because I want the Man United manager to be the man. You know, some of you won't be old enough, but Sir Alex, sometimes he'd do something and you go, what is he doing? But you go, he's the man. He gets paid the big bucks. For the last 10 years, we've micromanaged everything Man United managers have done. Trust me, when things are going well, when you've got the right guy, you actually take your foot off the pedal a little bit and trust them. We haven't trusted a Man United manager for 10 years. And I'm not saying we'd trust Ten Hag just because of tonight, but it'd be nice if we could build something where we can start to trust the manager and what they're doing. And that's the problem, isn't it? It's trust. People don't trust Ten Hag that he's made the right decision by starting Rashford. He's got to build that trust. Martinez is going to book him as well. Fucking ref. You're a prick, ref. Probably is a yellow, but it's a bit soft. Martinez is the difference, says Min. Team plays so much better with his passing from the back. I tell you what, that was a good pass by Garnacho, and Bruno has had a couple of those chances now, which I really wish he'd scored. You'd normally back him to do it, actually. Air up ad mark. No, but if you use the code Goldbridge, it should work. The Butcher, says Lub. Thanks for giving us a follow on TikTok, David Gore and Ed. Villaboy 1974 says, I can't stand Bruno. We've got you a week on Sunday at Villa Park. I tell you what, though, I fancy our chances. I think Villa look a little bit spent at the moment. Goal. Oh, Martinez rescues Anana there. What the fuck is Anana doing there? Martinez off the line. But what the hell is he doing on crosses there? He's flapping like a bloody robin in a wind tunnel. What is he doing? What is he doing? I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what, Martinez has rescued Anana then. Because if that goes in, Anana's getting pelters. Nowhere to be seen, coming for a cross. He clearly had no right to go for. But brilliant by Martinez. That's like scoring a goal from a defender's point of view. Here's Rasmus again. Look at this. Lovely ball into Rashford. Cut it back, cut it back, cut it back, cut it back. Oh, he's got it stuck under his feet. Need this third goal. Fine margins. Fine margins. You know, Bruno had that. Here we go. Look at this. Anana. What is he doing? Terrible goalkeeping. Absolutely terrible. He's miles away again. And I tell you what, he's punching the bloody Wolves player again. Could have been a penalty. BC says, I was a goalkeeper and Anana's just not right. I tell you what, he's terrible on crosses this season. Here's Luke Shaw. We need the third goal here. But brilliant defending by Martinez. Abdullah, thanks for following us on TikTok, legend. Whilst moving Rashford to senior status sounds like a good idea, it could be a major identity crisis for him, as well as having no real trophies to lean against. Says Jacob. Newport looked more of a challenge than Wolves, says Mario. And come on United, repeat the first half, says Xander. Chris says, I think Rasmus is going to do great things in this club. He's the perfect profile of a young player for the future of this club. We need the third goal here, I'm telling you. That's a wake-up call. Wolves nearly scored, and if they get one back, we're not at Old Trafford. The crowd get up. It'd be a crime not to win this game just based on the chances that we've had. Let's get that stats carousel rolling round. Remember, the stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. You can download it for free by scanning the QR code in the top right-hand corner or going through the link in the description. Big shout out to OneFootball. Get all your latest breaking football news. And they do the individual player stats on there as well. Lots of options for Man United. Lots of intelligent passing tonight. It's very unlike United, the way we've passed the ball about. It's almost like watching some of the better teams in the league. Been really intelligent with our passing. Patient, but incisive. few people in the chat saying get Bruno out. Andrew Jones, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much. Anana makes me feel uneasy. Had that with Dave, says Paul. Mark, would you take Conference League or no Europe? I personally, John, would take any Europe. I mean, the Conference League does scare me a lot. It really does, but it's got to be better than nothing because it's a bit of revenue. You know, even if it's 5 million, it's 5 million, isn't it? Anana punching people again, says Garmin. And just got the lawnmower 5.50 and I love it. Use the code TUS, says J. Dot. Manscapes, yes. Mark, have you seen how deep Bruno plays? We don't really play with a cam role and would love Mount to adapt to that position, says Jamie. Whilst moving, I've done that one as well. Thank you very much. Fan page says, what's your best memory as a Man United fan? It's too easy for me, mate, because I was alive and drinking when we won the treble. So, yeah, Nou Camp, never be beat. Jack Stewart says, I can't say enough about how much of a difference Martinez makes to this team mentally and technically. Jack, also, I think you've got to say the same about Casemiro. Anyway, another cross for Man United here. We've actually been quite threatening from crosses in the first half. We had, Casemiro's had 2 headers, one wide and one went in, but it was offside. Royalty makes a good point. Why wasn't it a yellow card for the Wolves player? Because we're in Wolverhampton, aren't we? We're at Wolves, aren't we? Playing away, aren't we? Bruno with the cross, not very good that time. I'd say he's a good player, Neto. But Mainu comes across, does his job really well. That's got to be a yellow card. He's tripped him up. AJ says, can you call my mate Bartek a Pratt? You're a Pratt, Bartek. Mark, why on earth has Sir Jim sold the only world-class athlete he has to Ferrari today? Can't believe Lewis has left us GOAT, says Donny Bravo. And Mark, you're that old. Holy moly, says Wang Hee-chan. You don't have to be that old to be alive when 99 happened. I'm going to do that as a poll, you know, on the YouTube. Either or. Europa Conference League or no Europe. I mean, I'd be depressed to be in it, but knowing that we're trying to rebuild things and we need money, you'd have to take it. Casemiro wins the header again, but straight to the keeper. Remember when Casemiro was our top scorer at the start of the season? Here's Garnacho. This has got to be a cutback. Oh, good save by the keeper. Why is Garnacho throwing his hands in the air? Have I missed something there? Why is Garnacho throwing his hands in the air because Rasmus didn't score? I mean, he's got a goal and an assist, mate. Take a chill. We're a team. We really should be 3-0 up. Lovely play by Martinez. Steve says, it's so nice seeing Bruno further up the pitch. Love the channel, Mark. Dawson, 82 years old. Clip that, says Steve Parrott. Welcome to the Members Club, Edward Handuch. If you win the Conference League and get top 4, what happens, says Wang Hee-chan. You go in the Champions League. If you win the Conference League, you go into the Europa. If you get into the top 4, you go into the Champions League, don't you? I'd like to see that Rasmus chance again. I think he probably should have scored it, but you know what? He's got a goal and an assist. Bruno should have scored 2 as well. I don't know why Garnacho was going like that, though, because the goal didn't go in. I mean, we're a team. Like, we shouldn't be individually moaning when things go wrong. There it was. Garnacho cuts it back. Gets a little bit stuck under his... It's a good... come on, that's a good save by the keeper, to be fair. You know, Rasmus is holding off the defender. And he makes a good save with his foot there. Here we go again. Wolves with another chance to whip a cross in. Dan says we're letting Wolves back in here. Well, here we go. If they've got any sense, Wolves, they're going to curl this in towards the keeper again. Watch out. Watch out. No, they've not whipped it yet because Neto's going to... Now he does. Away by Casemiro. You see, you don't need McTominay in the team when you've got Casemiro because he's very good in the air. Oh, Mainu falls over in the box. Oh, God, I thought that was going in. Come on, United. We need the bloody third goal here. I thought it was a good save, Gary, from Sarr. Can you call my friend Shivan a prat? I love the United stand, says Daniel. If Wolves had Anana in the net, the score would be 5-0, says Chad. Our character is back, stronger and together, says Wheelbarrow. Oh, Bruno, he should have seen Hojlund there. Fuck. It's that final ball, isn't it? It's that final shot. Hojlund's made a great run there, and all Bruno's got to do is give it a bit of a dink, and he's through. Don't think it's a big deal. Garnacho just passionate and wants to be involved in a team playing good, says Cedric. I love Garnacho, so no, I'll definitely give him the benefit of the doubt. And he's only 19. Is this the team... Is this the team that Eric was crying all year? He's right, Spaniel. Mark, Anana makes my hands sweat. Calm down, laddie, says Terence. Mark is not old, says Harvard Edge. Have a biscuit. Greg Archer on TikTok says that Garnacho's final ball is poor. And also, good question on Stephen Kerr on TikTok says, do you think we'll sell Maguire in the summer? The trouble is, when everybody's back now, where's Maguire? And that's the problem Harry's got. He was playing well before Christmas when we had injuries. I think the problem is, it's not so much about ability. It's more about style. Varane and Martinez can play very differently. Look, Varane and Martinez you could win a title with, is what I'm going to say. You could. If you had everything right in front of them, you could win a title with them. But you probably can't win a title with someone like Victor Lindelof. Because they're not really mobile enough, I don't think. Looks like Rashford should go clubbing every week, says Wangy Chan. And Bruno mine as well. Have a seeing eye dog today, the way he's missing these open passes, says Dammit. Love the content, Mark, says Lewis Sharp. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Mike Sharp, legend of a brother and an uncle. Hashtag United Stand, says Lewis. And shout out to Mike. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. We were only 10 away from 815,000 on YouTube. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock on YouTube. So thanks for subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, it's free to do that. Of course, we've got the fan forum coming up later and my match reaction where we do player ratings. Half an hour to go in this. I'd be much happier if United just got the third goal because Wolves are capable of coming back into this. 61% of you would rather have Europa Conference League football over no Europe at all. I agree. Financially, you have to agree, but... Wolves just having a bit of the ball more now. Cure Your Boredom says, I've been watching for over 7 months and I love everything about the United Stand and especially you. Can my brother, who is 6 years old and loves you, have a shout out? His name is Zane. There you go. Shout out for Zane and a lovely message. Sam Burns 2 on TikTok says, Wolves are turning it on now. Yeah, I think United need to just weather this storm a little bit. Well, I wouldn't say it's a storm. I'd say it's drizzle. But... it could turn into heavy rain, so let's just be wary and get the umbrellas ready. Stephen says he loves Beth. She'll be on the fan forum later, Stephen. But Wolves are having a bit of momentum here. 2-0's a dangerous scoreline. Good defending, but again, Casemiro, Varane and Martinez have been very good. Mainu into Rasmus. Intelligent ball. He wants it. He wants it. It's a foot roll. Look at the power. Oh, no. Good sweeper keeping by Sarr. Oh, hey up. Hey up, ref. Did he touch that with his hand? No. A nearly moment for Sarr, and it all comes from Rasmus's pressing there. Thought he handballed it outside the box for a minute. 2 months away from a 5-year milestone as a member, says Fearless Offend. Cheers for what you do. That's amazing, mate. Thank you so much for your support. Hojlund is so much clearer than Parland, says Egil. And Jeff Austin's been a member for 13 months. And Kevin says there's something wrong with Luke Shaw. He's not been great today. He's probably just coming back from fitness, mate. I mean, he got an assist. Would you sell Bruno? If yes, who'd be a captain? Says Mick. I wouldn't sell Bruno, no. I'm just a little bit worried here. Shot over the bar from Wolves. Another substitution here from Wolves. I'm just thinking about whether Ten Hag makes any subs in this game. You'd think he will. I don't know what I'd do. I don't even know what the subs are. I'm actually not going to focus on who the subs are too much. But would I make any subs? I think he's going to have to at some point. I can see him bringing McTominay on. Bit of physicality. He's so close to handling that Sarr. It really is. He didn't, but it really was close. Rasmus has been caught in the face. He's been in the wars today. He has been in the wars today. Let's have a look what happens. It's Dawson. Yeah, he's just come through the back of him a little bit. Thanks to everyone who subscribed on YouTube, by the way. We've hit 815,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Appreciate it. Nice to see some positivity in the chat. There'll be a lot of people out there who've been hoping that United would lose tonight. Sort of what they forge their content off. Because they want Ten Hag out. Not tonight. Not tonight, brothers and sisters. Tonight, well, I say that. There's still time to there's still time left. Still plenty of time left, like. Wolves having a lot of the ball. What should the transfer philosophy come in the summer? Isaac, with all due respect, couldn't give a shit about the summer transfer window. Just focused on 3 points here. Would you swap Bruno for De Bruyne, says Sush? Well, De Bruyne is better than Bruno. I mean, would I swap him for him? Wouldn't be my choice. Be a very interesting transfer. Dial M for Mayhem, leave him on the pitch, says Kenneth. And how do you think we'll do against West Ham, Mark, says Warren? If we win this, you've got to go and beat West Ham, Warren G. And if you beat West Ham, you go above them, look. Going to 6th place outright. We're in we're not in a great position in the league, but we're in a stronger position if we win this tonight. Dalot's going to hit it. Wild. Wild. I presume the West Ham game's over. Draw, 1-1. Bournemouth. Solanke and Ward-Prowse. Thanks for following us, Big Kai, Kobe on TikTok as well. Thank you very much for the follows. I love you, says, love and respect, says Up the Villa. Wolves are on the attack here. They've got a 3v3. We've got to be very careful. It's Neto. Don't let him shoot. He's given the penalty. He's given the penalty. He's given a penalty. I think this ref's shit. Let's have a look. Not a penalty. Never. I think he's dived. I think this is a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's a dive. I think the inconsistency in VAR is a fucking joke, and I think that's a complete and utter dive. An absolute fucking joke. Get him a pair of Speedos. That is a dive. There's not enough. Look at the way he jumps in the air. It's a fucking dive. He's treating the pool. He's treating the pitch like a swimming pool. I can't even see any contact. Nah, that is a dive. Watch. There's no contact. That you can't take that as contact. That's not the angle, mate. Nah, it's a fucking dive. You can tell. Look at the way he pulls his leg back. He pulls the leg where there's contact. He pulls it back. It's a dive. It's the biggest dive ever. They can't give a penalty for this. They can't give a penalty for this at all. That is not a penalty. You know why it's not a penalty? Because when the contact hits the leg there, he pulls that leg back. That's not the angle. You can't see contact there. It's a dive. Arsenal 999 on TikTok says it's going to get given. I think it will get given, but it's the way he pulls his leg away. Pulls his leg back. When you get contact, you don't throw your leg back. You just go down. It's simulation, because if that's his leg, I'm trying to do this. If that's his leg, he gets contact, but then he pulls his leg away. You don't do that. He's giving it. What a fucking joke. What an absolute joke. Scores it as well. This is what I mean, though. You know, it's Liverpool against Arsenal at the weekend, and a good game can be destroyed by shit officiating. It's absolutely fucking rubbish. How the hell is that a penalty? And then last night, Van Dijk kicks through the back of Nkunku, and it's not a penalty. I mean, in the space of 24 hours, watch the Neto penalty and then watch the Nkunku one that wasn't given when Van Dijk kicks the back of his fucking leg. So it's just inconsistent bullshit all the fucking time. And you know what's going to happen now? They've got 20 minutes, momentum, and it will end up a fucking draw. All because we've not took our chances and the referee's a prick. You know, Kev's just put in our WhatsApp group, what's the point of VAR? What's the point of VAR? I can tell you, that if that had been Bruno, I'd have been rubbing my hands going, yes, it's a penalty, but it's not a penalty. It's the most, if you played the game, you know that's a dive. Five-a-side on a Wednesday night, you feel a little bit of a touch, and you go down. It's not a penalty. It's just not. He's simulated that. And those VAR pricks haven't got a fucking clue what they're on about. The best thing is, they haven't even got an angle to see if there's any contact. That's why they've given it, because it's not conclusive. They can't overrule it. Got to be very careful here now. The refs are twats, basically. The refs are twats because if he hadn't given it, VAR couldn't have given it. He's guessed. That's what I fucking hate about referees. They guess. Warren G, welcome to the Members Club. How do you think we'll do against West Ham? Oh, mate, I don't know. Well, McTominay's coming on now for Casemiro. Fuck a duck. Fucking hell. Here we go. Taking off one of our best players with 20 minutes to go. And Anthony as well. For Rashford. I wouldn't have took Casemiro off. That terrifies me. I know he's on a yellow card, but I don't give a shit. When are they going to start giving cards for diving? Mainu is class and Hojlund is the man. Absolute trash referee, says Weston. He taps his shin if that's enough for a penalty. Anthony, terrible first touch. Why is Bruno shooting from there? Actually forces a save from the keeper. He taps his shin. If that's enough for a penalty, then everything is a penalty. You shouldn't be rewarding players for flopping, says Uncle Drew. It's probably because of the first game of the season when Anana ran into the Wolves player. Yeah, but yeah. Jar Jar, I accept that maybe Wolves should have got a penalty at Old Trafford, but we can't be waiting 6 months to give it him back. I won't forget Anana's blunder on the corner either. Might not have gone in, but just proves he isn't United keeper, says Get to Hyper. What is Ten Hag doing? That Casemiro sub might cost us, says Nigel. VAR is inconsistent as erectile dysfunction, says Sonic. Softest penalty in the Premier League history, says Chris. And when are they going to start giving cards for diving, says Weston. What about Jota's dive against Newcastle, says Luke. He tapped. I've done that one as well. If that happened up the other end, it's no penalty. I know. Get in! Get in! I think McTominay scored. Master substitution by Ten Hag. Everything he's doing's right. And where's that referee? Get the referee on the camera and swivel the fuck on that. 3-1 to United. Justice, jam on toast. Manchester United back in front. Smiles on their faces. And I tell you what, I'm just going to shut up about everything Ten Hag does for now because everything he's done is right. He's picked Rashford. He's scored. He's subbed Casemiro off. McTominay scores. 3-1 to Manchester United. McTominay does well. It's in the box again. 3-1 to Manchester United. Everything he's done tonight has worked. I retract what I said about Casemiro coming off. McTominay scores. Manchester United lead 3-2. Scooby-Doo in the chat. Lovely. Love it. It's probably because of the first go. Okay. Scooby-Doo apparently is our top scorer now, says Summy. Scoring from set pieces, says Vita. What's happening? I mean, it's just like a brand new Manchester United tonight. On-field decision, protect the refs, says Ryan. It doesn't matter now. We're not moaning about the penalty anymore because we're 3-1 up with 15 minutes to go. Oh, I tell you what. Just, I was panicking. I thought I was going to lose my job. I was panicking. When they get that penalty and it's an injustice, you think they're going to go and scrap a late equaliser and what should be a win is going to be a draw, which is not a win. And it just had that feeling. And I tell you what, maybe things are changing at United because he takes Rashford off for Anthony. He takes Casemiro off for McTominay and we score straight away. You know, he starts Rashford, he scores straight away. Like, if Ten Hag has suddenly found his mojo, then maybe things are about to change. Give him a new contract, says Arkempo. Look, I want to win this game. I want to win this game. Get West Ham at home on Sunday, win that. 6 points. It looks a lot better in that league table. Who is this team, says Dimitri. In the mud, says Alan Kenny. Who's in the mud? Whoever said that McTominay bit punching the air, says Oko. And first corner, Wolves have conceded all season as well, says Lake. Get in there. Eric and Casemiro celebrating on the sideline. We're back. Let's go win the cup, says Alex. Eric Ten Hag masterclass, says Tyler. Get justice, get it up there, referee and VAR, says Jim. And Nigel says, McTominay had to shut me up real quick. Fair play, get in. I'll just, mate, it's positivity, isn't it? You know, McTominay's in the right place, on the bench, coming on for the last 20 minutes. I think that's his role, isn't it? We just don't want to see him starting in the midfield. Well, it was a hard decision to make, but it can't be overturned because it wasn't clear and obvious. And at the end of the day, he is a part-time diving instructor, so it's good for the referee, says Dorian Davies. I hope we can stand this mentality, says Vita. 3-2 Wolves final score, says John. Well, that ain't happening. Josh says, I can't conceive the mind who subs McTominay on. I think Anana's going to get booked. Yeah. Nigel says, what is Ten Hag doing that taking Casemiro off? That could cost us. Well, I think we all thought that, but it's great to be proven wrong. I bloody love this club. Come on, United, says Liam. Saw a video of Bellingham calling Mason. What? I haven't seen that, Mario. Finally, a game where it looks like we've played from start to finish. Look great all games, says Ivan. And Diego, thanks for your super chat. Casemiro cheered with Ten Hag when he subbed off and McSort scores. Love that. Team mentality, exactly, BK. And Anthony on the left, Garnacho on the right. Ricky is going to come, says Raul. Well, I don't know about that. But yeah, good to see. Good to see. And good to see him taking Rashford off with 20 minutes as well. You know, none of this star boy he's down for 90 minutes. What do you think about Rashford's overall performance, actually? I just saw a comment. Chris Vanbo on TikTok says Rashford did nothing again. I mean, did he do it? I mean, to be fair, I thought first half an hour he looked quite good. Got the goal. Played it to Luke Shaw who got the assist on the Hojlund goal. Second half he has been a bit quiet, I think. First half I was quite pleased with it. Neto, Elise or Bowen, says FSG. At United, I'd take Neto or Elise over Bowen. I mean, Bowen's a good player, but I'd take one of those two. It's high performance, says Michael. Seb Starmer on TikTok says, do you prefer Ahmad or, I don't know who, Ahmad or who? Ahmad or Anthony. We haven't really seen enough of Ahmad yet. It's speculation with Ahmad. Is the ref a wolf in sheep's clothing, says Alan Noonan. I mean, it's just not a penalty. They're showing it here. There's just not enough contact there. It's not, you can just tell there's not enough contact. Here's Delo. He's had a good game. Whips a cross in. Look at McTominay, though. Look, McTominay scored a goal. Give him credit, but look at where he is on the pitch. He don't want to track back. He's like, where's Rasmus? I'm in the box. Lewis Astle, thanks for joining on TikTok. Thank you very much. It's 3-1 to Manchester United, BH Ryan. And Jag says, what's your thoughts on Mainu so far? Look, I think the thing about Mainu for me is that you might not have noticed him, but that's not a bad... I mean, not you know what I mean? Like, he's done his job really, really well. I think he's had a very mature performance, and it's not always about getting a goal or getting an assist. Thoughts on Mainu? Yeah, I think he's doing well. Dude, send Rashford away every week if this is how he plays after a party. I'm all games, says Slow Sports News. Daniel says, it's nice to see Man United fighting for once. Man United since 94. Happy tonight. Still need improvement. Thanks, Daniel. Bruno's had a bit of a stinker, says Alex Smith. Liam Pearson says it was never a penalty. 10 minutes to go here. Player ratings, I'm just about to drop it into the link in the video description on YouTube. This is probably going to be our best player ratings match reaction in ages. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and a star for your man of the match. Can you say RG is the best at FPL, says Aji. What we see tonight is Ineos backing Ten Hag, says Armand. John's concerned about Bruno. I'm not concerned. I mean, I think you can go searching for problems. I think this has been one of our best performances of the season, and Bruno's not had a great game. But we're not playing FIFA or Football Manager. No player, unless they're God-given talents like Messi and Ronaldo, play well every week. The majority of the team has played well, and you can carry a player that's not playing that well. You very rarely get every player playing well. So I'm not concerned about Bruno. I'm really not. Let's see what he can do on Sunday. Hi, Mark. This has been brilliant to watch, and this is clearly our best team, says Thomas. I'm starting to look forward to seeing Dermot explain these decisions on Sky. It's hilarious at this point, says Sambo. What happened to Shoretire? He looked decent. I think he's still there, isn't he? Here's Anthony. The 11 from today is probably the starting 11 Eric Ten Hag envisaged playing Wolves the first game of the season. Yeah, even Mainu, who got injured, I suppose. You might be right. Imagine what season could have been, says Shay. Well, let's not get too carried away. I mean, I'm very excited, but let's not get too carried away because, you know, we have lost at home this season to Brighton, Crystal Palace, so it's not impossible to go and lose to someone like West Ham, is it? Wolves on the attack, cuts it back. McTominay was there then, you know. It's annoying with that penalty though, because we would have had a clean sheet. Yeah, it's in the video description. I've already done it. Thanks. Yes, I have already done it. Thanks everyone who's tuning in as well. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube. Match reaction comes up after this. And Will's just called me a prat because Anana didn't get a clean sheet. Yeah, but I've got loads more points than you on Goldbridge. Right, corner for Wolves. Anana on his bloody line again. I tell you what, that is still a problem. Crosses into the box, still going to be a problem this season. I've got another corner here. Watch it. Watch Anana on this corner. That's all I'm going to say. On his line. Waste of time. There's only one title for the video tonight. Look at him again. He's got no intention of moving. They've scored again. Fucking hell. Corner again. How have we made this game a close game? Watch this. Cross comes in. Headed away. Fucking hell. He's got to get off his fucking line. He's got to run out. He's got to come out to that. He can't just. He's got to get off his fucking line. He can't do anything about the cross. Can't do anything about the cross. But the second ball, he's got to come and close the angle. He's got to leap forward. Schmeichel was the master of this. We draw this fucking game, mate. I'm telling you. I'm losing it. Hojlund's coming off. Maguire's coming on. Got no problem with that. Martinez coming off as well. He's getting a bit of height on. Squad game. We fucking draw this. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. It shouldn't even be 3-2. 3-2 is a bloody compliment to Wolves. I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling about this. Mike says it should be 7-0. Well, I agree. I think we should be home and hosed. It's just not... If it ends up 3-3, it's an absolute joke. But it's not even a 3-2 game. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll take any win. 1-0, 3-2. It doesn't matter to me. But the fact that we're squeaky bumming here against But then again, they've had 6 on target to our 6. But that's not the game I've watched. And unfortunately, you've now got no Hojlund, no Rashford, no Martinez, no Casemiro. So the whole mentality and system of the team is going to be to really just sit back and defend. Is that's Forsen he's brought on as well, hasn't he? Why would you not bring Ahmad on? Who was on the bench for United tonight? I don't even know. Oh, fucking hell, get rid of it. Side net. I'll tell you what, I'm getting really angry and I'm getting really frustrated here. Fucking joke. How are we in this fucking position? Shouldn't be stressing about this result. It's not been that type of a game. Ahmad wasn't actually on the bench tonight. We had Bayinda, Maguire, Eriksson. Oh, Ahmad is on the bench, but he brought Forsen on. So Forsen's ahead of Ahmad now. It's all Wolves at the moment. Ah, this is not pleasant. This is not pleasant. There they come. Good tackle from Bruno. Come on, Garnacho. Go on. Go on. You're on your own. Look at Anthony. Look at Anthony. Dead centre. Pass it now. Oh, he ain't going to get... Hey, referee, come through the back of him. Give him a red. I'll take that free kick, to be honest. Get up, Anthony. They'll only add it on at the end. That's a red card, that. It could have killed him. Could have killed him. Oh, God, this is stressful. Anana is so bad, says Brian. To be fair, we weren't good in the second half, says Shahin. Mark, looks like Anthony has stayed on the left since he came on. Do you think Erik Ten Hag is ditching the inverted wingers? Says BK. Ali says, I'd be very disappointed if I was Ten Hag. How are we under this much pressure? Diallo should have come on instead, says Paul. Looks like Martinez is icing his foot, which is problematic because he's had a foot injury before. KFJ says the defence was sleeping. It's not really Anana's fault. He wasn't at fault for the cross, but I think the actual shot, he's got to be coming out and closing the gap. He stays on his line too much. He's got to close the gap, take a step forward. From the corner, he's not at fault, but he's still... But when after the second play, you've got to step forward a little bit. He stays on his line too much. United making average teams look like world beaters again, says Peter. Let him speak, Simon, says Thomas. Right, we've got a free kick here. 9 fucking minutes. 9 fucking minutes added on. It's not looking good. We need this free kick to go in from Bruno. It's written in the stars what's going to happen here. Straight into the wall. Well done, Garnacho. Anana forgets how to use his arms. Looks like a dummy and just stands there. I'm losing my patience with him, says Andre. Kevin's another sub. Johnny Evans. Rashford subs. Made the difference. Anthony's unable to dribble past one player, says Kevin. I don't like these subs. We've took Hojlund off for a defender. We're taking Garnacho off for a defender. You've got Evans, Varane, Maguire, McTominay. I mean, there's 9 minutes to go, Eric. We're going to be defending for 9 minutes. Sometimes I think having an attack is the best form of defence. We haven't really got any outlet now on the attack. Playing 6 at the back, says Daniel. Just inviting pressure. hell, this is going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. Right, brakes on. Bruno. Oh, go on, Anthony. Wait for Luke Shaw. Oh, he's got that all wrong. All wrong. He's won a corner, but he's got it all wrong. Right, Maguire, step up and score. It's 3-2 to Manchester United. It's not 3-3 yet. My heart has just sank after seeing Martinez having his foot strapped up. Hopefully it's just precautionary. And where did these 9 minutes come from, says Ash. Stitch says, frustrating from United again. I mean, look, I saw Martinez getting his foot iced. If it's his foot again, that's basically a year out, isn't it? We can't. We're done again. You know, we've seen the difference of having Casemiro and Martinez tonight. Here's Luke Shaw. McTominay. Oh, he was nearly in there. Anthony, you've got to win that tackle, mate. Well done. Well done. Good tackle. Now come back. That's it. Good play by Anthony. Possession. Still fucking 5 minutes to go here. Win the corner, McTominay. Well done. Well done. All this is possession for us. I think McTominay would have been offside there. Thanks for following us on TikTok, Jason, me. And Frakes. It's 3-2 to United, and we've got about 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Luke Shaw, come on. Anthony, where you going? Into trouble. Idiot. Idiot. Look at the break now. No. Oh, for God's sake. I can't fucking speak. I can't fucking speak. I can't fucking... I just want to go home. I can't fucking believe we've drawn this game of football. I cannot fucking speak. How have we drawn this? You know what? I've been angry about games before, but I can't speak about this because we don't deserve to lose this game. It's unfucking believable. It all comes from the fucking dive from him. Diving, cheating bastard. And Anthony, as well, runs into trouble. Where's he going there? We've got caught on the break because of him. Anana doesn't even fucking dive again. He's never saving that. He's never saving that, to be fair. It's gone through Varane's legs. You know what it is? The squad isn't good enough. You take off Casemiro, you take off Martinez, and we're back where we were. It's as simple as that. We haven't got the players. We just haven't got the players. I don't know how we've drawn this game. We should have fucking won it. Oh! Get in! Get in! Kobe Mainu! A star is born! Yes! 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 Get in! There is a God! There is a God! Get on your fucking hands and knees, Wolves! You're going for a walk! Come on! Let's get your lead on! You see them Wolves defenders? They're like that! Get him a bonio. 4-3. Kobe Mainu. Oh, justice. Justice. We've absolutely deserved that. Come on. Look at them Wolves fan. Come on, we're getting home. Fuck off. Get in. You cheating bastards. Look at this goal. Look at this goal. Mainu. Look at this. Look at this. Skill. Oh, it's one of the goals of the season. It's one of the goals of the season, that is. What a goal. That is brilliant. Oh, the positivity. We so deserve to win this. Magnificent. Oh. Oh, look at the bench as well. Look at the bench. Look at them. Look at the Wolves players. They're all on their hands and knees. Get us a lead. They want to walk. Sponsored by Pedigree Chum. Now, don't fucking let them equalise here. It's still time. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. What's going on? What is going on here, eh? 7.2 thousand people watching on TikTok. Fucking hell. 62,000 on YouTube. Legends. Thanks everyone on TikTok. Well done. Thanks for giving us a follow. What a goal by Mainu. We've still got 30 seconds to go. Take a breath. Match reaction, player ratings. Links in the video description on YouTube. What a game of football. But I don't care about the game of football. I'd have took 1-0 off McTominay's arse. We deserve... The thing is, this game, I said it this morning on the show. I said it on Twitter. I'm sure you've all thought it as well. This is the sort of game, if you draw it, it destroys you. If you win it, everybody's cooking. McTominay, into Bruno, into Anthony. Oh, Bruno's final ball again. We should have killed this fucking game off so many times. So many times. We could have killed it off so many fucking times. It's ridiculous. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match. Can't wait to do that on the match reaction because I think there's been so many good performances from Manchester United, but it's not over yet. The whistle's not going to go. He's played 9.5 minutes. He's playing at stoppage time on top of stoppage time here, which I always think's a bit of a prick move. There's the cross. There we go again. Goal kick! Oh, I've never celebrated a goal kick like my first... Oh, come on. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Anthony's one lucky man. Mainu saved him because all he's done... mate, Sean, I said it at the time before the goal had even been given. I did say, Anthony wanders into trouble there. We get done on the break. He will get a bollocking from Ten Hag. I'm telling you now. He will. He absolutely will. Anana can't save that shot, by the way. I know there is criticism for Anana, but he can't save that shot. He probably should dive for the cameras, but he can't save the shot. That's not savable. It's right in the bottom corner. I'm just looking at... How's he played 2 minutes on top of this? What the fuck is this referee on? How's he played 2 minutes on top of 9? The fuck is he doing? Mate, come on. You've played 2 minutes and 10. Oh, get in! Get in! Get this referee out of refereeing. 11 minutes, 2 minutes on top of 9 and a dodgy penalty. Takes his top off. He ain't Superman. He's a fucking Wolves fan. Bloody get out, you cheeky git. Get in, United. 4-3. What a game of football. That game should have been 4-0. We need to learn a few more lessons, but I tell you what, we've learnt a lot today. Team camaraderie, mentality, stars, the stars of this team, the future of this team, Kobe Mainu, Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho, I mean, that individualism from Mainu is absolutely brilliant. The players running onto the pitch and celebrating with each other, hugging each other. Absolutely fantastic. Look, Marcus Rashford has got the cameras on him. I think we need to take the cameras off Rashford. I don't think he's going to be the star of this team anymore. I think he needs to transition into something else. And that's not a bad thing. Take the cameras off him. Take the pressure off him. Rasmus, Mainu, Garnacho. This is the future of Manchester United, and they're the next wave. Rashford needs to transition into the Bruno territory, you know, where you don't have all the pressure and everything like that. Get your marks on, player ratings, man of the match. We're going to go to the match reaction on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, get yourself onto YouTube, do your player ratings on there because it's all interactive on the screen. Absolute legends tonight. One of the best games of the season, but one of the most stressful at the end. That's why we love it when it goes our way. I'd love to say commiseration to Wolves, but that's what you get for cheating. It was a dive. Absolutely. Lincoln Red says, Man United are going to be the death of me. This is taking years off my life, says Pete. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Let's get over onto the match reaction. I'll see you there in a moment.